Okay, so we've decided we're going to go live, because why the hell wouldn't you go live when it's 9 minutes past and we've got literally nothing to lose? But I'm expecting Barry to come back into Zoom shortly. He may or may not have sound issues when he comes back, so we will see. Anyway, I'm going to give him another link. Oh, it's not there yet, so he must be still rebooting. In the meantime, we can talk about where we are in DAGDAGIEL. Sadly, Jordan will not be with us today. Sean might be joining us later. And overall, it looks like we have two stable players. I say stable in the loosest of terms. So yeah, welcome guys, and thanks for coming and watching our little show. So Avery, do you recall? Why don't you tell us about, first of all, Feralt? Tell us about Feralt. Where is that right now?
So basically the short story is Feralt is an alchemist artificer. He has a level in wizard because the master he trained under was a magical researcher, and that's how he has artificer abilities in this setting because, I mean, artificers exist in Sidariel, but they're not nearly as common as other classes such as wizards.
Right.
Basically, his master died under mysterious circumstances a few years before the campaign takes place. And yeah, he's just been kind of making his way through the world since then. He does have something his master left him that he's trying to decipher, but the campaign hasn't really touched on that.
Right. Well, that's fair enough. Okay, so Vespera, where are you at right now?
Where am I at?
Yeah, what's Vespera thinking about? What's on her mind? What's part of her agenda?
Oh, well, her main concern is that there are members of her Druid circle that are contemplating leaving for the Barrack Isle. Now, she believes that that isn't the case, but she's also not going to abandon the fact that it was put in her mind.
Right.
So she's going to do something about it. She's going to ask everyone. But currently, we were doing something for Rokan. We were looking for the little girl and her mom.
Right. Fair enough. Incidentally, I have been considering, on a side note, just on a D&D side note, the idea that instead of like having an alignment, one should have an agenda, and then one can just keep track of one's continually growing tree of agenda items. And this is far more useful because then you can relate to what your context is. Anyway, so you guys, obviously today is going to be in a bit of an anomaly of a story because we don't have everybody here, and so this will be a little side quest. I'm going to try and re-invite Barry. I'm going to do this a few times from time to time and see if we can get him back in here, but that is going to have to be a side issue for now. So where would you two like to begin? We're going to kind of create this space in outside of time and outside of the main storyline for now, just to isolate it a little bit and give us some padding for filling story either end of this little tale with any luck. So we can start this in a kind of not entirely isolated context. All of the things that have been going on, but they've perhaps calmed down enough that you two have time alone to spend doing something of a shared nature. And it might be that, Vespera, you want to take this time to go and investigate with the Druid Circle. And for whatever reason, Feralt, you may choose to come along on this journey. Does that seem reasonable?
That does seem reasonable, especially given that we've been targeted a lot lately. It's probably not a good idea for members of our group to go off on their own at the moment.
Right.
One additional thing, if we get time, one idea I had is Feralt is getting kind of tired of living out of inns and wants to find a more permanent place, ideally somewhere with a workbench so he can actually do a bit of research or making things or working on things.
Right. Well, the most obvious thing to do in the city would be to make some kind of alignment with one of the houses.
Yeah, but obviously that needs to be, as a group, I can't do that unilaterally.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, that's the most obvious thing, but it's not necessarily the only option. Like,
Well, perhaps, Feralt, you can make a bit of an intelligence check
Okay.
for me. He is a smart fellow, probably smarter
Yeah.
than either of us combined. Or
Well,
maybe not
yeah,
you, but
I don't know.
at least me.
Drazan might have some ideas as well next time we talk to him,
Right.
but I'll do an intelligence check.
Please. Let's have a look at the stream output.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
What did he roll?
A natural 1
He rolled a natural
Ooh.
1. Oh.
So smart.
Okay.
for a 4.
For a 4. A natural 1 for
I think
a
the
4.
last intelligence check you botched as well.
Okay,
I
well...
think
me
this is
wonder.
the first straight intelligence check I've run.
Oh, right. Fair.
First straight intelligence.
Like, I've run other checks, but I think that's the first straight intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I guess you just don't have any information. You're too new around here to know. But whatever the opposite is of gaining access to one of the houses or mercenary companies might be for those types of things. You might be able to rent such equipment or hire it perhaps on a short-term basis from somebody as another option maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously you're stumped there with a natural 1 and a 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So where would you like to physically be located at the beginning of this story? Are you in a tavern, do you think? Or, I mean, that's a little bit boring. I mean, let's be honest. How many stories start in taverns? You're in jail.
We could start in a morgue.
Start in a morgue. Why are you in a morgue, Vespera? You tell me that, and I'm happy to start.
Because all our party members are dead.
Well, okay, I'll
dead
tell
wizard.
you.
The wizard.
No, I've got a better idea. We're going to start in a morgue. You start in a morgue, and Drazan is there, and the reason that you're starting in this morgue is because he's showing you some bodies that have been brought in on a wagon from outside the city this morning. These bodies seem to have been left behind by whomever took... In fact, we can do this in character. Drazan gestures to the bodies and he says, "These are the ones that they left behind. The story has it that our friends, the orcs with the red fangs, came for them in the night, took many of them away again. We can assume, based on the intelligence that you gave us, that they've taken them to the quarry camp. Does that seem to make sense? That sounds like the direction that we were able to piece together from the various stories we heard from the few witnesses that survived. Are you all right, Vespera?
Is it the bodies that they took?
No, they took the survivors.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
As slaves, one presumes.
Most likely. Okay.
So,
Right.
thusly, I request that you investigate if you can, because one story has it that the fur cloak you were looking for the other day, your friend Rokan, may be among them.
Well, I thought that they borrowed money in order to take a trip away from here.
Well, one can hope.
Just
Okay,
because they
right.
were, just because they got the money doesn't mean they got away successfully.
And also,
That's
just
true.
because someone was spotted with the fur doesn't mean it was the girl.
All right. I guess we should go back to the quarry. Feralt, do you believe that we can do this on our own?
I believe engaging with them might be difficult, but we could certainly do some reconnaissance.
Okay.
So what kind of druid can't turn into an animal?
One that uses her abilities, her wild shape to create fear, which is more important.
Right. Well, you do have Theo, and you do have Stolas. Between you, you have familiars
Yes.
that can do things at a certain range, you know.
I
Oh.
feel like an owl is a bit more discreet than a giant moth, though.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just a little.
that is true. You can't argue that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
I'm putting on my seatbelt now. Yeah. Okay, so what are you guys going to do? Drazan turns to you. Now, I suppose if you can do some reconnaissance to confirm these reports, that would be very useful. If you were able to strike back and free these people, that would be better. If not, well, I suppose we'll have to rely on the good graces of our masters among the assembly of princes to allocate the funds to spend on these poor civic duties, these refugees. They're not well protected by our laws.
It's all right. We will do it, Bazan.
I appreciate that. I cannot promise remuneration for this.
That's all right. Right, Avery. Peralt, could you change your name? I'm so sorry. It's
Okay,
gonna drive me.
sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Yeah.
Sorry, just changing my name.
No worries. Change your name, change your name.
I believe that we can be of some assistance to you. I mean, it never hurts to have friends around the place.
Jojo spotted the emotes. I added emotes to the channel yesterday.
Very cool. Anyway.
Please continue. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
You caught what I said before?
I'm not sure which bit.
Sorry, I said that it never hurts to have friends around the place.
Right. Does never hurt to have friends around the place.
Okay.
True, true.
Also, while we're at it, can I investigate the bodies to see if there's anything that appears out of place?
Yes. Can you make an investigation check, please?
Well, that's the opposite of the last roll. I got a natural 20,
A natural
plus 5 for 25.
Plus 5 for 25. Okay, well, what you find on these bodies, you do find the usual kinds of humanoid desecration that is involved with violence, slashing wounds and gashes and gore. Some of it looks pretty functional in terms of I want this individual dead now, so I'm going to kill them as quickly as possible. On the other hand, there is a certain amount of what you feel is a little bit more ritualistic to that. Some of these individuals look like they might have been tortured, possibly for information or possibly for pleasure, hard to tell. Given that you believe this was probably done or performed by the Red Fangs of Shargas, you would suspect there's a certain amount of cruelty involved with what's been done here. The other thing that surprises you is that there are, among the, let's say there's 12 bodies here, among them, 3 of them seem to have had some kind of magical burn marks affecting them.
Okay.
Which
so
is a little bit harder
I
to
relay
explain.
all of this to Drazan just trying to get a read of how much of this he's aware of.
Right. He says, I was concerned about that. I had noticed these particular markings and these patternings around the face. This looks like a burn, but it is not any burn I have seen before. The flesh seems to have melted smoothly.
It appears to be magical in nature.
Yes. How would you explain this? Do these red fangs, do they have magical powers? Are they wizards?
Could I look at the fire wound? Well, the burns. It
Yes.
might not be fire.
Of
So,
course you can. Of course you can.
what might I roll for that?
Oh, you can make an arc. Oh, the wounds themselves. Well,
Hmm.
because are you looking for the magical effect, or are you looking for a kind of a medical side of it? Because it's obviously arcana or medicine.
I'll do Arcana.
Okay.
To tell if it's fire or if it's acid or something.
Okay.
Can I assist with that?
Yes.
Please, thank you. How kind. Well, it's a little
Yep.
better. 12.
12. It looks like a long sustained amount of fire, but very, very even. Which is what makes it appear to be magical, because, like in real life, it'd be like a torch, like a gas torch or something. But in a setting like this, the only thing that would produce that kind of fire is magic, a sustained, constant hot flame.
Does this feel like is this like an interrogation tactic, do you think?
Could have been.
Have we come across, like when we've come across these orcs, do they have these abilities? Do they interrogate people?
You haven't seen them do that yet, but then, you haven't witnessed that. I mean, have you... really, you've only got your experience in game to go by.
Yeah.
You haven't
Okay.
seen that outright. You wouldn't put it past them. What I can say, in fact, why don't you both make history checks, and then I'll tell you what I can say and what I can't say, because that would defy the point otherwise, wouldn't it? Yes.
7.
7. Well, can't say much on that account.
I got an 11.
An 11 for Alt's a little bit better. Okay, for Alt, what I can say, and you will have noticed this, does make sense. Some of them, if not the actual red fangs themselves, seem to be a type of cleric, if anything. Like, they seem to have anti-divine powers, if you will. So, yeah.
I did have an inkling it would be something like that.
Right, they are spellcasters. The Red Fangs themselves are spellcasters. They're cultists of the Red Fang clan. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess jumping back into character then?
Yes, please.
So, just speaking to Drazan,
Yes.
they don't seem like wizards to me, but it could be some kind of divine magic.
Well, whenever we've encountered them, they are kind of clerical.
Drazan,
they're like clerics, like me.
Drazan runs his finger along the burn marks on the side of this little girl's face and turns to you. He says, "This does not seem divine to me."
Not all divine magic is good.
He turns to you. He says, "I do not understand. What do you mean, not all divine magic?
Like,
if it is divine, surely it is divinity."
The orcs have a it's a cult, which means that they believe in some other being. I think it was Yurtris, and if they are clerics, they could pray to them, to Yurtris, who apparently is a death god.
But are these not two separate gods? We have heard of Yurtris, and we have heard of these red fangs of, did you tell me, Shargas?
Shargas.
They're two separate cults.
That's true, but it's very similar. Like, if clerics can worship evil deities.
I see.
And cause evil.
One might think that there might be a different word than divinity, though. You know what I mean? Never mind.
Potentially.
I certainly grasp your point. However, that is broadly how the magic is categorized.
Seems to me these are infernal beings, some sort of...
I believe, from personal experience, I believe infernal is a separate category again.
I see. Well, you would have known more about these things than I would, I imagine. That's why you've been employed by Balin.
Mm. I will tell you this.
Yes.
Infernal magic is not something you want to come across from what I've heard.
Well, that is good to know. These Barakyle wizards wouldn't be performing that sort of magic, would they?
It doesn't appear to me. B might know more, but it doesn't really seem like the kind of thing they would do.
Out of game for a moment. While you're saying this, can you make a intelligence check, an investigation check? This is a retrospective kind of what would you know and what would you make of it kind of a check.
Sorry, what check again?
Just investigation.
Okay.
Retro investigation in this case. So you're rolling a 6 with another natural 1.
Yeah, I don't. It's like I'm trying a new tablet, and it's like it is not rolling smoothly.
You're pretty sure that quasits are fae.
Yes, that makes sense. Quasits are definitely fae.
Well, that's not correct, Farrell.
I didn't say. I didn't
try.
say that. Yeah, like.
Maybe you're just a little jumbled today.
He hasn't had his Dwarven malt.
Right. Very good. Okay, so Drazan, very serious. Morgue, yes, looking at dead bodies of children. No laughing. This is serious.
Yes, no, I understand. I was laughing out of character.
I'm kidding. All right. So, do you think you'll be able to action this soon, or will you need more time? Where are your friends? Whoring, I no doubt.
Oh,
Alcas.
that's not like them.
What about Rokan? I'm sure he's around somewhere, feeding his face. On that note, let me see if I can get Barry back on the Zooms. Yes, I can. Okay, so Barry's being invited. We're going to see if he's got sound this time. That'll be interesting. Hopefully he does, because... I mean, one can assume he does, because surely he has not opened up Zoom without it. He hasn't tested it, but maybe this is how he's testing. I am overthinking all of this. So... Alright, please continue. He's been invited, so he'll pop in when he's ready, if he does.
Do you mind if we... Awesome. Do you mind if we borrow some horses? Like last time?
Is. Of course, if you wish to use those horses, I will admit that, yes. I can appropriate certain amounts of small petty cash to this cause. Got sound? Excellent. Can you hear us, Barry?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. We are go. All right. So Barry, Rokan, right now you're you come and find Drazan. You know these two have gone to see Drazan, and so you've come along and tagged along and wandered into the gatehouse, and into the guardhouse, and they've ushered you through because they know you somewhat as a member of this companion party. Mm-hmm. And you find Vespera and Ferelt in the morgue downstairs where a soldier admits you, and you see them standing in this dank morgue beneath the gatehouse looking about at 12 bodies. Some of them look vaguely familiar to you. Hey, Vancouver by Night, welcome. Some of the bodies look vaguely familiar to you as members of the community of refugees that have been living outside the city of DAGDAGIEL on the plains in tents and wagons and small huts. And among these people, these are the people from among whom the little girl Sarah and her mother, whom you gave your fur coat to back on the very first episode of this series, this campaign, she was among those people. So that's what you know when you walk into the room. Ferelt and Vespera appear to have fairly serious countenances, and Drazan turns. Ah, Rokan, you were able to make it, he says. Come in,
What?
do. Guards, they shut the door.
I have a look of panic because I'm a little bit worried Rokan's going to say something.
So, why we at morgue?
Well, Rokan, so we're here because there are more slaves been taken by the Red Fang Orcs, and we think that perhaps one of them was Sarah and Sorcha. Well, both of them. So we're going to go, and we're going to find them.
Good
And hopefully
idea.
rescue everyone.
Me think good idea.
Good.
All right. So then, I don't suppose any of your other companions will be joining you. Not yet. We don't know.
I don't know.
Well, good luck then. As I say, unfortunately, Rokan, our funds are very limited in this. This is just, we have enough to give you horses. Please bring them back. If you can.
We will. We
Good
will
luck.
bring them back.
These people do not fall under the jurisdiction of the laws of DAGDAGIEL. They are in your hands. Thank you. And they open up the doors and let you out and show you back out onto the street. Yep. And because this is not Vanegate, you will not make dexterity saving throws to be run over or otherwise splashed in the face with mud from cart wheels.
Apparently you do that in our one as well, so.
Do I do that in your one as well?
Yeah, multiple
Oh.
times.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Old hat.
Old hat. Yes.
It's not.
I
old hat.
remember
It's-
it.
It's like Ridley Scott putting fans in all his movies. It's like this is auteur theory. Look it up. I don't know. People these days, kids these days. All right. So where do you go? Where do you go? Where do you go? You're in the street outside of the guardhouse in
Well,
DAGDAGIEL.
I think we should have a rest first.
Have a bit of a rest. Okay.
So we leave refreshed.
Okay. So you.
We're a little person.
What?
What?
We're a scared little person.
Scared little person. Oh, B.
B. Yeah.
She's currently not here.
Ah.
All right.
Okay. We go now.
Yes. Let's go back to the Bumbling Pig. We'll have a rest, and then tomorrow we'll leave bright and early.
All right, so you head through the city to the Rumbling Pig, and as you arrive, you hear the 10th bell strike in the morning, ringing out across the rooftops of the city. The birds flock away as the bell rings from the nearby tower across the market square. You move between the cloaks and the clothes and the various hangings in the market, and you can make perception checks as you go, please.
There's only 10 bells in the morning, because if that's the case, we might as well just go.
Well,
Okay.
you said you wanted
Or
to have
ju-
a rest. I don't know if you needed a long rest or something.
Well,
Yeah, at the end of the last session, we had done some combat and we hadn't had a long rest. So can we just say we've had a long rest then?
Absolutely, I think that is totally fair, especially
Excellent.
seeing as we said this was a kind of isolated adventure between things because of absences, not finger pointing at anyone.
Absences
Hey.
that do not make the heart grow fonder.
No,
I think we
that's
should
absinthe.
we should make this part of the main thing personally.
Well, it is part of the main story. I mean, it's
Because
just
Jordan's going to be hard to get the best of times, but we're
it's
off task right now.
it'll definitely be called canon. Don't worry.
But did Richman not say that they caught boat?
I know, right? I mentioned that earlier, but apparently we're just going to find out. We're going to go there, we're going to rescue the slaves, and hopefully they aren't there. Hopefully.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right, so at this point we shall recall that we each have a missive in a bottle or a tube, a scroll case. Each of you has one of these that will allow you access in and out of the city and demand a certain respect from the guards. You know, don't abuse it is the advice Drazan gives you on parting with it. And thusly you are in the streets and markets, heading either to a tavern or to the gates. That's up to you.
Sorry, I'm going to do a berry check.
A berry
you
check.
guys decide that.
But
Yeah,
not
I
a-
would have
But not a berry
used all my
check.
spells on berries beforehand. So
Well, we've technically had the rest, right? So
Yes.
yeah, we should get on with it. Yeah, don't you think so? Guys and girls and persons.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get on with it. We'll hit the road.
All right.
But the berry count is important to Rokan.
That is.
So we'll be lining up.
And Rokan, I'm going to make your perception check for you.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a natural one.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, right, you want us to make a perception check, I got distracted.
too busy
That's all right.
concentrating on berries.
perception.
Yep, perception.
Okay. Well, I got 23.
Oh, 23.
I got a 19.
The two of you, as you're moving through the city towards the gate on the way out of the city, you both both notice this cart mysteriously flip over. This, cart, I mean to say crate. It flips off the back of a cart, and apples and oranges go pouring out across the street just behind you. It just seems like a strange occurrence. There didn't seem to be anything there.
The last time this happened, it was one of those familiar creatures, the little
You mean quasits?
closets. Yes.
You wouldn't happen to know a spell that lets you see invisible creatures, would you?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
However, I'm going to pick up some dirt and just like fling it in the area.
Okay. All the people around you in the city.
Avoiding them.
Avoiding
It's not like
them.
I could hit them anyway. You know, it's dirt. So
It's
now she put it to
true.
my attention.
you could do it
Can
like
I-
max 5 feet potentially. Yeah.
Would you like to make a acrobatics check? Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. This is a sleight of hand check.
Now she
18.
put it to my attention.
18.
Can I see if
Yeah.
there are tracks showing up on the ground?
Well, there's dozens of tracks because you're in the city.
No, I mean something that should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can make that check. And
yeah.
she was making a sleight of hand check, 18. And what were you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if we can spot a little quasit
Quasit.
by throwing dirt.
Throwing dirt in the air,
Yeah.
right? And you rolled an 18.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, for a moment there, you see the outline of something shimmering standing on a crate, having just pushed one of the crates off the back of this cart. The wagon has come to a stop, and the owner of the wagon has jumped off and is walking around the side of the wagon. "Oh my gods, what's going on now?" he says, walking around. "How did this happen? That boy, I'm going to have to give him a good strapping when I get back. How did he put these on here so loosely? Didn't even tie them on. Oh, gods." He goes back and starts picking up apples, and various other people start coming over and putting apples in, and the dust on the closet disappears.
Well,
Okay.
I think I would have used that time to
It
have
stands there going,
done something,
all right, what do
such
you do?
as a sacred flame.
Are you going to go straight sacred flame the closet?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a good idea to do that while
I'm-
you're surrounded by people?
Or attack him with my bonk stick. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that.
Yeah?
I don't have Shillelagh on. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
All right.
I'm gonna attempt to hit him.
You're
with my
attempt
bump
to hit
stick.
him. All right, you're going to do that. Okay, that sounds fair. Let me just manage this encounter momentarily.
Okay.
And okay, and in a second we're going to roll for initiative, but in a second, hold the line.
Okay.
Okay, now you can roll for initiative. And
Okay.
Barry, I'm going to roll for you.
Ooh. Almost got that natural one. Dang.
Rokan initiative is +3 for you, and you rolled a 16, so it's a 19 for initiative for Rokan. Rokan, you're going to be high up on the initiative tracker. Feralt, what did you get for initiative? 18. Oof.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Oop, I did not mean to roll that again. I hit the wrong button.
Oh.
All right,
Like,
so
okay.
as you go to do your thing, Vespera, a different Quasit, much closer to you, standing at sort of head height, hanging onto a wooden pole next to a vendor, pops its head out, becomes non-invisible, basically appears in front of you, and uses its scare power at you. And you will need to make a DC 10 Wisdom saving throw, please.
15.
No worries. Okay, so it pops out, screams at you, and what? You stab it in the face?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you make the attack on this creature or your original target?
I'm actually gonna. My intent was to attack the original target,
All right, so go
I'm
through
gonna do
with
that.
All right, so
Really,
it's making.
It's to break its invisibility.
It's a dex save. It has, right?
Well, I'm just attacking it with my quarterstaff. So.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah,
This is the original target then. So you're
yes.
moving to that target. Okay, cool. All right, so you're moving away from the guy that's hanging on the thing to get to the original target. You're hitting him with a quarterstaff. You can roll. You're rolling to hit. Okay, cool.
Oh, no. I missed him.
That's a 6. Never mind. Do you have any other actions? Bonus actions, movement, flavor, or dialogue?
Well, now that I have the time.
Yes.
Because I thought this was just going to be out of combat attack. But if it's in combat, I'm going to cast Shillelagh.
Okay, so you cast Shillelagh. All right, so that's your bonus action?
Yes, I make my bump stick all glowy and beautiful and maple leafy.
Very good. So your staff blossoms out into maple leaves and magical glowy stuff. Rokan, it's your turn now. Do you want to do anything? You've seen Vespera throwing magic around briefly.
I can't see what she's throwing it at.
What did you roll on your perception? Was like a 6, wasn't it?
19.
19?
Yeah.
No, you got 19 for initiative, which is why it's your turn second.
Wrong one.
That's okay. She got a yeah.
Yeah, he got a 3 for perception.
Oh, I got a 3 for perception. Never mind. Okay, so you haven't seen it
now.
No,
I'm still trying to figure out what way's up.
Well, at this point, you can make another perception check, I think, to see what everyone's looking at, because that's all going on. And seeing as you're in combat, it's a little bit more obvious. A 9. Okay, so something's going on, but you still haven't figured out what it is. That's a bit sad, unfortunately. Okay, in which case, Feralt, would you like to make a perception check?
Okay, just a moment.
What the? What? Yeah, where? What?
Where is it?
Rokan, there's a bunch of you see a flock of sheep coming around the corner up ahead.
So looks like I got a 9 for that perception check.
Okay, so you haven't noticed either. All right. Okay, hilarious. Are any of you moving? Are you still walking?
Well, I'm not.
You're not. So you've frozen. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so at that point, a third Quasit leaps onto Vespera's head from above. It is trying to claw you. Would
he be able to? Shouldn't he make some sort of a check to hop on me?
He's making an attack roll. to hop on you. He's invisible.
Okay.
He gets a chance to do it. I mean, I'll make an acrobatics check. If he succeeds, he gets advantage. If he fails, he gets disadvantage, just like everybody else.
He already has advantage. He's invisible.
Well, that's right. So that pretty much sums it up. So I don't need to really. And he rolls an 18 to hit you. So
oh yeah.
that's your AC. Okay, so you take straight off the bat 6 points of piercing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, hold on. I haven't even rested. 1 sec.
And-
Long rest.
As this is happening, people around you are shouting and pointing and screaming, and the crowd is parting like the Red Sea.
Constitution.
Your blood runs into a puddle,
17.
causing it to turn red. On
Get
the
off me!
ground.
Get off me!
17. Okay, so you do not take any poison damage. Excellent. And you will need to make another Wisdom DC 10 save.
Okay. Oh yeah, too easy. 18.
No worries. Okay, Vespera, now it's your turn.
All right. I
2 quasits on you. Well,
did not enjoy
no,
that
one
at
on
all.
you, technically. Yeah.
I'm going to bring out Theo.
Theo.
Yep, that's my action to have her there, and I'm going to tell her to
fire
teleport
moth.
me, back.
Back. Woof. Okay,
yeah.
so you teleport back 10, 15 feet. Woof.
Yes.
And the quasit makes some sort of save. Is it a dex
so-
save?
I looked at like his thing again, Theo's thing again.
Yep.
And it's actually like 10 feet each direction that the fire hurts him. So it might not just hurt this one quasit, it might hit another.
Right.
There was one on me, so
Yep.
it
Okay,
definitely
so
hurt that one.
all the quasits within a 10-foot radius, is it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Sweet. And they will have to make a dex.
One saves with an 18 plus 3 is 21.
Yep, that's fine.
The other one probably doesn't save with an 11.
Nope.
Okay, so do your fire damage to one of your quasits. So
So 7.
Okay, 7 points of damage. Okay, so that kills one of the quasits outright. He squeals as he is burned up. At the same time as that happens, a lady jumps just out of the fire next to the side, as does a child who does not do quite so well.
I mean, they can come along with me.
They can choose to come with you.
Yeah.
So in an instantaneous moment, this fire rages up, time freezes, and they go, do I want to go through with this or not? Strange lady wants to teleport me. How do I know this information? God knows.
I imagined it to feel like a strong urge, a strong pull.
To get away.
To follow where you're going to teleport. Like, they don't know it's a teleport. They just feel a strong urge, a strong pulling.
I'm going to make wisdom saves for them to see if they realize this. The lady who got out of the way anyway, so she rolled a 6, so she didn't realize, but that's okay. The kid, 18. Okay, yep. So you've saved the child as well.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Okay, so you've
You
killed the
saved the
quasit.
child. Yeah, you saved the child from yourself.
You
Good
saved
job.
the child from yourself and killed a quasit in the same
Why don't you
turn.
firebolt someone else? Firebolt someone else for
Right. The third quasit jumps out at still at Vespera, because they haven't really they don't seem to have put together the fact that the 3 of you are a group at this point. So they're all basically swarming Vespera. These 3 little bastards about the size of, spider monkeys. And they're really nasty. So Vespera, you need to make another wisdom save, please, against its scare tactic. Now, at this point, Rokan and Feralt, you have both definitely witnessed what's going on. What'd you roll
I got
there?
9, but I'm going to re-roll inspiration.
Reroll inspiration, eh?
Yes.
Cheeky
I
inspiration.
used the wrong one. My bad. Don't take that one.
That was even worse.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, Okay,
I rolled a con save before. That wasn't the right one.
So you failed the wisdom save, did I say?
No. I succeeded.
You succeeded. Okay.
I got a natural 20.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. The first Quasit goes to attack you with its claws. It rolls a massive 9. I don't suppose that's going to hit you anytime soon, is it?
Nope.
Rokan, at this point, you see 3 of these little dastardly fiends climbing all over Vespera, slashing and cutting at her with their claws, and she's fighting them off with a stick.
Okay.
What would you like to do, Rokan?
What weapons do I have apart from axes and
You've got 2
arrows?
axes, you've got a bow and arrow, you've got probably got some daggers. I'm more than happy for you to have some knives.
I'll use daggers.
You're going to use daggers?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So you move up and take out your dagger. Let me just check that you do have a dagger on your character sheet. You do not, so I'm going to quickly add one. Are you sure you don't want to just use your hand axes and save us all 2 minutes?
There is a danger I might chop up the one person I don't want to chop up.
Well, technically, I mean, D&D, as far as a game system is concerned, it doesn't care for that anyway.
Okay, all right. If it doesn't care for that, well, it's all right. I'll get my axes.
Okay. All right, so you're going to take your axes and go for it.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, time for a haircut, Vespera.
Okay. Hand axe number 1 coming in. Now, you're not casting Hunter's Mark or anything?
No.
No? Okay, cool. So, first hand axe comes in with a natural 20 for 24. Rolling crit damage. And you annihilate the first one. You just chop it straight off her shoulder. You cleave it to the ground in one whack with your hand axe, Rokan, slaying it. Now, bearing in mind, the first one's hit the ground. This is the second one now, and they're both beginning to evaporate, as fiends do in this location.
I'll do my second axe.
You take your second attack with your second axe to the second Quasit. That's a dirty 20. That hits. And you do a further 6 points of damage, severely injuring it. So, yes. Okay, nice.
Oh, well. Little bit of blood in the hair. Not hurt anything.
All right. That's the end of your turn, Rokan, I suspect.
Yep.
Feralt, there's one last Quasit molesting Vespera presently.
Okay,
and
so
it's also been smashed quite severely, so it's trying to run away and hide, actually, at this point. Using Vespera as cover.
Yeah. Okay, well, don't want to hit her, and it's injured.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit about stealth at this point. We've been throwing magic around and shit, so
Yep.
I am going to have it make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Toll the dead.
Toll the dead. So, boom goes off. This massive bell sound directly above you and the group.
Hey, I have a question. Do other people hear this bell?
Absolutely, they do.
Everyone hears it.
Everybody hears it.
Okay, so...
The whole crowd around you sort of stop, stand back, take cover, huddle in corners, duck under chairs. Right?
Well, it gets them out of the way of any possible remaining Quasits, because there could be more that we haven't seen.
That is true.
Rokan keeps looking around because he keeps hearing his bloody bell.
Hearing the bell?
Yeah.
Oh, this Quasit rolls a natural 20 on its wisdom save.
Oh.
Okay, so that's your that's your action, right?
Yeah, I don't have a bonus action, but I just call it a... Since before I decided that I thought they were Fey, I just call it a Fey little shit.
Okay. The Quasit stands there with one foot in a puddle and the other foot on a large paving stone. It looks up to you from the cobbles and looks up at the sky and the sound of this bell, and just puts his hands up on his ears as the bell goes off. But he seems to have covered his ears, and that seems to have saved him. The next Quasit is dead. It's Vespera's turn.
Okay. Cool. I am going to hit him with my staff. That's going to be my first roll.
Okay. Roll to hit with your staff, please.
All right. So I do have Shillelagh this time. Oh, a natural 20.
A natural 20 for double damage. Well, this quasit has precisely 1 hit point.
Let's see how hard I
so
hit him anyway.
How how many levels worth of quasit did you kill?
All right, let's see. Okay, so
10. Wow, that's pretty good.
would
have killed him.
That doesn't feel
even
right.
if he had full hit points.
That's straight. I don't think it doubled. It does say crit though.
Yeah, it doubled the damage. It's doubled. It's rolled 2d8 instead of 1d8, or is it supposed to be higher than that? Anyway. Okay, the 3 quasits that you have been accosted by now have been slain. You can make perception checks if you like. Perception. 21. Nice. Rokan. Perception is +2. 16 for an 18. Okay. Rokan, Vespera, Feralt, what did you get?
4.
4. Okay. Well, obviously, Feralt he's watching these demons, these fiends, dissolving on the floor into green acid and vaporizing off into the sky, along with half the other population who is standing around right now on the street. Rokan, however, and Vespera, you notice this flapping sound from nearby as a hawk flies up from a nearby window.
I'm going to shoot it.
Flies up into the sky as fast as it can. So you quickly unswing your bow, knock an arrow, fire. Are you going to mark it or anything? You're just going to shoot it down.
I'm just going to shoot it.
All right, cool. So Rokan's to hit with your longbow +1. You're +6 to hit. You rolled a 15 to hit. That hits. That hits a hawk, and this is a d8 +6 piercing damage. You rolled for 9. You kill that hawk well dead, and it comes dropping back down and lands at the front of an alleyway, next to a salt vendor, who looks across at the hawk and kind of gulps as it lands there. A few seconds later, there's a kid running out from the alley to grab it. Then it begins to dissolve.
That's what I wanted.
The child arrives as it begins to smoke and vapor comes off it, and the salt vendor's like, "Yeah, no, don't do that," and so that's ensuing over there. What are you guys doing presently?
I'm pulling out my hood, tucking Theo into my, the drapey parts of my hood, and I'm going to wander on, avoid this whole mess.
All right, so wandering on and avoiding this whole mess, you get to the gates and consequently find your way out onto the main road beyond the bridge, or the final bridge. And now you're out where the refugee camps are, essentially. And looking around, making another perception check at this point. Rokan, yours is coming up.
Oh, you're so close.
Oh, not bad. 17 for Rokan. Was that a 6 for Feralt?
Yeah, he's not very observant today.
And a 7 for Vespera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys, obviously, you might be just talking together about something inane on the way or something, like watch out for that horse shit. And Rokan, you're looking around the horizon and looking at the camps and what have you, and you can see some of these camps have been burned down. There are less people here than there were when you were selling fur out here a few weeks back. These people have been thinned out, and you're not sure when or how that happened, but there's less of them, and the camps themselves seem to be you see like a pile of, there's a bunch of tents over there where the tent poles have been ransacked, and the tent poles are broken and they're sticking up at all angles and shit like that. There's a flock of geese that don't seem to have a master, kind of just running around, and people are trying to collect them for themselves.
There are not so many people here. A lot of wreckage too.
You see a healer on the side of the road, standing with a white cloak and an emblem about their neck of blue lapis lazuli, And she is kneeling next to a burn victim on the side of the road. You see as you get closer, and basically trying to relieve this person's suffering.
I'll wander over too. Hello.
She turns around, looks up at you from where she's kneeling. Greetings, my lady.
Hi. My name is Vespera. We have Ferald here, and this is Rokon.
She begins to stand up from where she was and turns to you, and you notice that she seems to be half elf or an elf or something like that. Beneath her cloak, you can just make out one of her ears a little pointed. And she looks at you.
Well, a couple of us are healers as well. I just pull out my sack of 50 good berries.
Oh, this is good. I know what these are.
You do?
These are good berries, are they not? You must be a druid. Are you from the circle?
Yeah. Do you know the circle?
Sorry to hear what happened.
What do you mean?
Oh, you don't know.
No, but I would like to.
Have you just arrived here? Well,
what happened?
The circle. I assume your circle from your robes. The wild fire druids. Is that? They're the ones.
Indeed.
They have retreated back to the next valley. They sustained some sort of raid in the night.
Oh. Well, I have to go
Some of
find
their
them.
people have been taken.
Taken? By the orcs?
One, I don't know about orcs. I only know that they claim, the survivors claim that their numbers are fewer. That was before they left.
All right. Okay, we're on our way to go and rescue whomever is still alive. But I want you to take these berries, and I want you to hand them out to people.
Very well, I will do so.
To whomever needs them. Except for, actually, I take a few of them because we're probably going to need them. The ones that that I used a level 2 spell on, I think I'll take those. So I'll take 10 out. The rest of them can go towards everyone else. So that's 40 good berries still.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Was that like 160 hit points or something?
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it's a lot. So
she stands before you and raises her hand to her forehead, and she says, "Love, light, liberty, and life." And she goes back to her work, healing.
Right.
Now, you guys continue along the road heading towards the quarry.
At some point we pick up the horses as well. So
I would assume you did that before you left the city. Yeah. So you're on horses as you left the gate. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Clippity Clop, you're on horses riding out of DAGDAGIEL away from the city, leaving it in the background behind you. As you travel around this way, you do have to go across a major bridge that cuts across a gorge or crosses a gorge in which a river has cut through the gorge, is what I originally was trying to say. This river comes down the mountains from somewhere above and behind DAGDAGIEL, and stretches out and goes all the way down to a delta not far from here, out to sea. In any case, you cross this bridge and you head up and around into some foothills, the lower side of, on the other side of the mountain from DAGDAGIEL, so it's now out of sight. And you've been traveling for maybe an hour to an hour and a half. As you begin to get into the quarry zone, we shall call it. There are a number of places around here where there have been quarries. Some of them are still active quarries. And as you go through here, there will be wagons traveling back and forth. The ones leaving here are full of stone of different quality and type and size and cut, being drawn by wagons of aurochs or other beasts of burden. There's a few guards among them. They're not heavily guarded. It's pretty hard to steal a wagon full of stone, I imagine, but that being said, it still can be done. So there are guards wandering around. And your path winds up to the last of these quarries, where the Red Fang encampment was last time you were there. Now, you're at the bottom. The road is at the bottom of this particular gorge. And so there is a high bluff on either side of you as you travel. And around the corner, on the next corner, you know that's where the Red Fang encampment is going to lie. So I'm going to place you 500 feet away from the Red Fang encampment presently so that you can go live and decide what you want to do.
Right.
Feel free to ask questions, help me paint a
Well,
picture.
Theo would have disappeared.
Okay.
I would have had Stolas basically circling overhead, looking for anything that looked like a threat to alert me.
All right. Can you make a perception check for Stolas, please?
Okay, he gets advantage, and it's +3, so it's going to be 2 higher than whatever I roll. So he got a 13.
A 13. Okay. Stolas notices when he comes back from his mission, his scouting mission, he tells you that, or he shows you in his vision, that there are a few orcs of different caliber scouting the ridges above,
Okay.
on watch up ahead. And he says, you see an image of an orc tending to a giant bat
Okay.
up on top of a column of stone, and you think you know the one. The image it resembles this column of stone where the 2 huts were last time you went to visit this camp.
And did he see any captives?
He didn't see any captives per se, but there are a lot of tents down among the refugees at the base of this column.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at the road around us, can I tell if it looks like there's been what would seem like if there's fresh tracks from a lot of people?
There are fresh tracks from a lot of people.
Okay.
Certainly. I mean, Rokan, you can make a survival check too if you want to check on tracking.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Can I assist him with that?
Yep, you can assist him with that, and that brings his survival check to a 16. So Rokan, yeah, you definitely see tracks here, and they seem to be hasty. What you're seeing is animals, heavily laden horses, oddly enough. Couple of wagons as well, but I mean, this particular location, because it's the last of the quarries up here among the hills, there isn't any more traffic than the traffic that comes here and goes. It's not a two-way road, you know. So whoever leaves here leaves tracks, and whoever comes here leaves tracks. So there's no spare tracks. So that makes things a little easier. You get the impression that in the last 24 hours, Rokan, a large group of horses and foot people left the camp and then came back with heavier laden beasts of burden than they left with. It's the impression that you have.
Okay. There's been some people here. They go that way
Rokan, you see marks where there's blood on the ground too.
and they come back with heavy laden. Not so laden when they go, but laden when they come back.
The ones coming back appear, from your investigations, appear to be bloodied and bleeding too. There's spots of blood on the ground.
The ones coming back is hurt people. See blood on ground?
I see. I should also tell you, Stolas saw scouts and watchers up ahead on top of the ridge. We got to be careful about that. There's even that one with a giant bat.
You know that the road essentially is being watched ahead.
Russell,
So,
what specifically does a red fang look like?
well, a red fang of Shargas looks like a fierce orc warrior wearing black armor with their tusks dyed or painted red, massive tusks painted red. They tend to wear heavy fur cloaks or leather cloaks made up from the leather of the animals of the environment that they are living in, or if not, potentially their enemies. So in some cases, cloaks made from elven skin. Yes, so there's that. They have war paint. They tend to have very shaggy hair tied back into some sort of thick ponytail that may have silver or other types of metal clasps in it. They carry a number of different weapons, from scythes to swords, scimitars and such. Anything that
And
starts with
axes as well?
Oh yeah, axes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If I may, I think what Barry is getting at is, could he feasibly disguise himself as a Red Fang?
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
We're going to make a history check for Rokan to see whether he thinks that's possible. History. There you go. Okay, there's no bonus to this dice roll, so sadly it's an 8. Maybe, especially if it was like in the dark or something, but the thing that you think you might not know is too much about their like rituals or anything. You know, they might have like hand signs or, you know, like gang signs and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So you wouldn't know about that. And if they have any particular markings, like their war paint, you know they wear war paint, but you don't know whether it signifies rank or anything like that. You've got no kind of depth of understanding to their business, so to speak. You know that they cast spells. The actual Red Fangs are kind of, they're clerics, ultimately. Especially the high-ranking ones are terrifying. The run-of-the-mill ones really just grab people from the, you know, back corridors and kidnap them or assassinate people unbeknownst, using their giant bats to land in places to get to them, and their stealth. But that's the usual tactics. That's what you know. Which makes them terrifying to the average orc or even enemy of Shargas. Could be anyone. So what would you like to do anyhow?
Okay. No, disguise is not going to be a good idea. Because, you know, all their stuff, it means something. So they catch me out, and their magic as well. So, you know.
Well, is there any way that you can help us through this terrain without being caught?
Me?
Yeah, you. I can even try and help you if you want.
Well, what time of day is it? It's morning.
Well, you left at 11 bells, I think, or was it, no, 10 bells, something like that. So I'm thinking by the time you get here, it's closer to midday. The two suns are high in the sky right now, presently.
And if we wait till night time, they'll probably move them,
Maybe they could do that.
Or kill them.
Yes, we're on a time crunch here.
Cool, kill them.
Depends what they are taking them for. I mean, if they're taking them as, you don't think they would move them to the quarry just to kill them. unless they had some ulterior motive. More likely, in Rokan, in your opinion, they would be taking them to sell as slaves. Which brings up the question of what route would they take, and who would they sell them to, and where would they go? And you don't know the answer to any of those questions.
Do they do business with other kinds of people? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
they do. I mean,
Could these two possibly sell me to them?
That's not That's possible. It's also possible that you could sell them to them as well. You know.
I'll bring up these matters.
All right, so you bring up these matters with the players. Go on.
Yeah. There is one thing.
I'm sorry, I can't see you.
No. It's the bush. Can't get the bush. Anyway. That damn bush. Anyway. If I take you over and sell you as slaves, that'll at least get us closer to them. And we can find out more. And you can find out more while you're slaves. You see? It might work.
But like,
what do you think?
At one point, didn't they want you?
There's a danger of you being recognized.
You could give them me. I am a high price after all. What do you think? We do?
I still can't see you.
What do you think? We
Bush.
do? What do you think, guys?
Feralt, is Stolas doing continual scouting, or is
I
he
think
back on
what
your
he would
shoulder right now?
the problem is continual scouting. There is a danger of him being seen. So I think what he probably would have done is found like a tree branch or something where he could position himself and just look around.
Okay. Well, Stolas comes back, and the next download of information comes on locations and positions of enemies and so forth.
Okay.
And so you get a bit of an update as to what to expect around the corner, and you think that there are probably about 6 or 7 actually dangerous orcs that have access to weapons around there, not including at least one actual Red Fang who appears to be overlooking the whole situation from up on high.
Okay.
That individual appears to have an apprentice who looks after their giant bat.
Okay.
And amongst the general population, you get the impression that there are possibly people being hidden in the huts and tents of the refugee population here. There's also a wagon that seems to be unused and unhitched right now at the back of all of this, with a separate structure that appears to be some kind of storehouse, where there's a few malcontent looking orcs hanging out the back of that storehouse doing nothing while their brethren are out laboring in the nearby fields.
Okay.
You get the impression, Feralt, that you could possibly, if you were careful, maybe take out the guards, or the Overwatch guards from the ridges, without them noticing each other. If you were very careful, but someone would have to do that very quietly, you would think.
Okay. So basically, I'm just going to relay what Stolas has seen, as well as pulling out a parchment and just, doing the drone thing, showing them images, just to convey what I've seen without, the question of misinterpretation.
And this is with minor illusion, isn't it?
Well, it's not minor illusion. It's a class feature.
A class
magical
feature.
tinkering.
Right.
So it's like, so basically, you know, I am actually putting static images, one after another, onto a piece of parchment.
Right. Okay.
So it's kind of like,
PowerPoint.
yeah, basically PowerPoint is what I was gonna say.
Right.
It's like magical PowerPoint.
Magic PowerPoint. Okay, cool.
I kind of think what would be the best idea is to distract them, make a massive distraction so everyone is focused on that. We can just sneak in.
Hmm.
Anyone know how to make a ruckus?
Well,
Well, I do know how, one way of making a ruckus. I don't know if it'll get the reaction we want.
Okay.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Definitely not. But what are you thinking? Oh, right. I like that. That's amazing. Yes, I like that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the bells
Yep.
you keep hearing.
Huh?
That's the bells, you know, the
bells,
spell
the
I cast that
bells.
makes the sound of giant bells.
And you can do that from a distance and without them realizing, right?
I can do it to about 60 feet away, and then given the volume, they should be able to hear it from farther.
Hmm.
If I was able to do it,
Oh, what about your bird?
no, I can't do that one through the bird. Only so out of character, that only works for touch spells.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, Stolas cannot do that. He can act as a conduit for certain types of magic, but nothing with range.
Right. Sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Out of character, one thing I was originally looking at doing before I found out I couldn't was I had the idea of you casting lightning lure through him and yoinking people off ledges, but sadly that doesn't work.
Oh.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It would be cool. So if I use that magic, I can certainly attract their attention, but I feel like it might be a good idea to thin out their numbers a little first.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we take the stragglers? Have Stolas try and find them for
So
us,
what do
and
you
we'll
both think?
take them one at a time. Oh,
Stolas, can you make a new perception check, please?
Yep, just a moment. So, be nice if they actually had, like, you know, special roles for familiars on this.
you know
So
what?
that
That's
is
right.
an 11.
An 11. So Stolas comes back and his last report, apparently he didn't see much, but on his way back here he noticed a second giant bat landing. He circled one more time at a distance just to get a little bit more of a look at this. Some figure got off that giant bat, and then that giant bat flew away by itself.
Interesting.
There may have been another rider on the bat, but one figure got off the bat regardless.
It appears somebody else has come in on one of those bats they ride.
Right.
Okay. We're gonna do the bell thing.
Okay, but we need to discuss. We need to position ourselves and discuss where to do it from.
Do you have? Is there like on the map that you've drawn? Have you found out where everyone is kept?
I don't know exactly where they are. Stolas couldn't see anyone, but I believe they're probably in these tents.
So if you are on Roll20, I do have the map up there that we used for the Red Fang camp last time. That is a piece of this puzzle, not the whole thing.
Okay.
But we can use it if we need to. I'm intending to try and stick to Theatre of the Mind where I can, and if it becomes untenable, then we will bring out the maps.
Okay.
Okay. So, please, do continue.
So how do we want to do this? How do we want to position ourselves? Is there Is there out of character? Is there somewhere we can tie up the horses where they won't be seen?
Can you make a investigation check? Oh, for that.
I'll help.
13.
13. Does anyone?
I'll help you.
Okay,
So
so
advantage?
she's going to help you. Yes, advantage.
17.
17. Yeah. Yes, there is a little bit of a walkie off to the side. 10-minute kind of detour.
Okay.
But it takes you out on basically one of the previous quarries.
Okay.
On the way back towards DAGDAGIEL, and yes, so there's a building, a structure, a wooden structure that still exists that seems to be pretty much abandoned there. You have to chase a couple of wild dogs away, but that doesn't seem to be a problem.
Okay.
And you put the horses there and you tie them up behind the structure so nobody even knows that they're there.
Okay.
And then you return to your position 10 minutes later, and...
Okay. So, I believe since I can cast the spell, so from hiding, they'll hear the spell, but if I'm lucky, they won't see me. So do we want to stick together, or do you want me to try and draw them away?
I kind of think that this might not work the way we want it to. Like,
Okay.
yes, it will cause a distraction, and everyone will be all alert, but it's not a natural occurrence, so they'll immediately think that there's something amiss. If we were to cause something like set one of their guard towers on fire or something, then they'll be like, oh, look at that, it's on fire.
Okay, on that note, Feralt and Rokan and Vespera, what you remember is they don't have a guard tower, but they do have this rock, this massive column of stone that stands in the edge of the quarry. It's separate from everything else. It's about 60 feet high, and it has 2 tents on top of it. And that's where they keep their bats. So, and then nothing can get up there except by one rope, which last time I think caught on fire.
It was a ladder.
A ladder, yeah, right, a ladder. And it would be a rope ladder, so yeah. So feasibly you could pull it up too. So if you were to get to that position up there, everything down below you would be cannon fodder. But you'd have to take that spot, and for them to get to you, they'd have to fight their way up the walls, if they even could. But you'd have to take the camp first.
Rokan's gonna see if he can stealthily get to that ladder.
Okay, well, what you know is that to get to that ladder, you would have to get through the whole camp in broad daylight. So the answer to that is not through the camp, but if you were to go across the ridges and get yourself up above the cliff tops, then you could get within about 15 feet of that wall. You could feasibly jump to the rope ladder from the cliff.
All right. He'll set about doing that. I'm trying to see it in my mind.
So, how can I explain this any better? Okay, I've got a simulation that I'm going to use rather than draw this up on a map, which I could do in Roll20.
So actually, quick question. Rather than using the rope ladder,
Yep.
if we had a grappling hook going from the back, could we feasibly get up that way?
Not easily from the ground. Not from ground level. I mean, you maybe, but
I mean, the point
hard.
where you're talking about us jumping to the rope ladder.
Right, you could do it from there. Yes, you could do that.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, because I do have a grappling hook and rope in my bag of holding.
Right.
So if we threw the grappling hook from there, could we feasibly do that rather than
you could essentially
climb up the rope rather than jumping across to the rope ladder?
You could essentially make a zip line that would go down about 10 feet.
Oh, it's going down. Okay.
Yeah, it would be jumping down about 10
yeah, it's
feet
like
from
going down. That would work as well. You know, we can just like put something over it and just ride it down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so you're going to start heading up into the hills to get up behind the cliffs, up behind the quarry then.
Yep.
And that takes a couple of hours of fucking around.
Yeah.
But still, it's possible and feasible, and you can make a... one of you is going to make a stealth roll. I think it's going to be Barry because he's the ranger. You guys can help him to give him advantage.
Yep.
So, Barry, I'm going to make a stealth roll for you. With advantage. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, that's a 23.
Nice.
Okay, so
Very good.
you bring the group up into the hills, sneakily between the boulders and the crevices and the dust, up into this white-coloured, powdery kind of rocky terrain, up into the edge of the quarry. And from here, looking down, you can see the ridge line. Actually, you're behind that whole affair, and you can see the ridge line where the scouts are looking down. You're almost behind them. And they're looking down into the road where you were a couple of hours ago, and you can see one of them basically within longbow range of where you are right now.
Yeah.
You could possibly take him out with a longbow, but if he squealed loudly or if he blew a horn or something, and you do know orcs have a penchant for horns as an alert device,
I'd have to hit him in the throat.
you'd have to kill him outright with one or two hits in a very short space of time. Possible.
Why don't we all prepare?
It'd be a real
attack.
challenge, Rokan, you know? The sort of thing that your mother could do.
How far? Sorry, how far is this person?
This person is 119 feet.
Okay. How precise? So, I mean, we can all prepare something. He doesn't see it coming. This will be easier for us. We all prepare something to attack him at once, so that we surely get him. Or not. We don't have to. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
What's the distance on the... What is the distance on the teleport?
15 feet.
15 feet. No.
I mean, Rokan, you could try to make the shot from here, or you can stealth up and stab him to death. Out of game, you have a similar problem in either case. If you fail, he will alert the guards. However...
Okay, what I'm going to do...
Yeah?
What I'm going to do, and I know the game probably doesn't allow for it. I'm going to stealth up on him,
Yep.
cover his mouth, and stab him in the throat.
Okay. So you're basically going to assassinate him. That's the plan.
Yep.
Okay, so let's make a stealth check. Is anyone giving Rokan any kind of advantage? Is there any way anyone can think of to help Rokan as he crawls forth amongst the dusty stone quarry rocks?
I can guide you.
Give him guidance?
Yes.
I can also look at what's around and try and
Distract?
looking
Or-
at it, try and advise and pick out a path where he's going to make less noise.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to make a stealth check with advantage for you to get to the target. That's a 19.
Advantage and guidance.
That's a 19, and you've got guidance. You don't need to use the guidance yet, or does he? Guidance only works once. It's not every round, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
once.
It's
Yeah.
once.
Okay,
For
so
a minute.
okay, so for a minute. Okay, so
Yeah.
you get forward there. You've used about 45 seconds approaching at this point, quite quickly moving stealthily through this network of grooves and boulders, and you get up behind the individual. Now you're to get on him again. I'm gonna make you make another stealth check, and if you can do this, then it's just a matter of attacking with advantage. So here we go again. This one will not have advantage. But you rolled an 18. And his perception check is a 19. So just as you leap out...
But did you roll the guidance?
The guidance. Oh, okay, so here comes the guidance. Right. Lucky you pointed that out. I'd already forgotten about it. D4 guidance. What did I say? You rolled an 18.
Yeah.
19.
19.
Fuck. Still meets and beats. Damn.
Guidance is it? Wait.
Or
Did you use the guidance?
Did you use the guidance, Barry?
Uh,
Why don't we let Barry roll the guidance?
oh, shit.
Because it would
Can you
take
roll
a
it?
while.
Can you roll a d4 for us?
I got no D4.
Got no d4. Okay. All right. I'm going to stick with my roll then. It's a 1. Sadly, that's a fail. And you leap out at him, and he hears you at the last moment. You step on something. He must have got a sense of you, or maybe a smell. In any case, at the last minute, he looks around, but you still do get a surprise attack.
Okay.
And so you're going to roll to hit with you using axes. At this
And
close
I
range.
will. Did I use the guidance?
Yes,
You did.
You did.
Ah, fuck. I would've-
Guidance doesn't apply to attack rolls.
Doesn't
sorry,
anyway,
I
yeah.
wanted to save it for the attack.
It wouldn't have
Uh,
helped anyway. It doesn't work on attack rolls, as
Yeah,
Avery
okay.
says. So you're going to go with axes, yeah? 2 axe attacks?
Yep.
All right, first attack coming in. 22 to hit. That's a hit. I'm going to roll the second attack too while I'm here. That's a 16. Let me checky my stat blocks. Yep, that hits. Okay, so first attack.
Can I? Oh, it's too late now. I was going to say Hunter's Mark, but it's too late.
Yeah, sadly. 4 points of damage. I mean, you should have done that before you even got close to him.
Okay.
I will let you do that if you want, because you would have had time to think about that, and that is what you would do. You're a,
Thank you.
So
But
okay,
you
so
rolled
only one
twice.
axe attack. In which
Yeah.
case, you do 4 points of damage straight up. You know what? Your hand axe would have done more damage as a bonus action. It does another d6 plus 2.
Go on, leave it as it was. Up to you.
All right, second attack 6, so 10 points of damage straight up to this orc. Okay, well, he survives that attack.
Yeah.
And he goes to grab his horn. Does
we
anybody
do
do
some-
anything at that point?
I'm just seeing how far my things can go.
We are going to roll a
That's all right.
type of initiative in a moment, but I first have to set it up.
Teleport me, and you'll teleport him. Get her to
Um,
come over to me and
that's not how it
teleport
works.
me.
Not how it works, sadly.
I am going to throw a guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. Okay, roll
Yep.
to hit.
19.
Okay. And I'll get initiative from everybody, please.
That-
I've got
that
it.
is
It's
how
okay.
it
It's
is.
okay. I've got it. It seems to have already propagated from a previous encounter. I must have checked up for you. Cool. Okay, so Vespera is firing a guiding bolt, and you rolled a...
I
19
rolled
to
a
hit.
19 to hit.
Okay, damage, please.
All right, so 46. So they're flying everywhere. And it's 14. Okay.
Okay, you murder hobo this orc into the ground. You blast him. So, Rokan, you've gone in there with your axes. Boof, boof. You've hit him twice. You've definitely wounded him. He's turned to you and he's begun raising his weapon over his shoulder to swing at you when poof, he gets blasted to smithereens by this guiding bolt.
I will grab him
Flame arrow.
quickly. I will grab him quickly
Oh,
and keep
his
him
horn.
from falling off the thing.
Right. No, you're good. You got him. And
Okay.
you gently put him down on the ground. Actually, he didn't have his sword. He had his horn he was going to blow.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So that's done. You got that position. And you can make another stealth check quickly before anybody else happens to look in this direction. You rolled a 24 for your stealth check, so you're good.
Is he the same size as me?
Is he the same size as you? Well, he is... He is actually very, very similar to your size.
Okay, I'm quickly going to take off his armor
Okay.
and put it all on.
He's a scout. He's not wearing much armor. But
Oh,
he does
I'll
have
put-
a cloak and some things. In fact, he does look a bit like you. This guy's not a red fang. He's a guard. He's a scout, and he looks like a ranger, which is what you are. So
Okay.
very similar kind of outfit anyway.
I dress up like him really quickly.
Okay, so you're going to augment yourself to look a bit like him. We shall make a... We don't have any kind of disguise check, so it's going to have to be something more like deception. That's a terrible roll. You get -1 at deception, and I rolled a 2, bringing you down to a 1.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, I'm
Dirty
going to
one.
explain this, Rokan, simply as there are a lot of tribes among the orcs,
Yeah.
and you come from one tribe that has, and also you were brought up by a bunch of rebels who don't even respect the traditions of their elders, and so you don't know the rules and laws of the elders. So that sadly is going to handicap you later.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Now, what was the rest of the plan? We've got to get across, don't we?
So you've killed the scout, and from this location, you believe that you can move forward to the point where you can anchor a rope and zip down to the top of the Red Fang's landing post.
We'll do that.
Okay, so is everybody moving forward at this point, or is it just you?
I give them the signal to move forward.
Yeah.
So, upon the signal, everybody moves forward?
Mhm.
Okay, so you're all at the location of the dead orc scout.
Yeah.
This brings you to about 50 feet from the edge of the cliff that looks down onto the column where the Red Fang's bat tower, so to speak, is.
Okay. Just before we move on, while we're by the dead orc, is there like much leaf matter on the ground?
Leaf matter? Not
Like dead
much.
leaves?
Not really, because it's a quarry. It's a
Okay, so
stone
it's
quarry.
pretty rocky.
It's pretty rocky, yeah.
Is there anywhere close by we could drag the body so it would be out of sight from overhead if someone flew above?
From overhead. Now that's a very good idea, and yes, there is some overhanging rock that you
Okay.
could stuff him into.
Yeah.
If you're careful. I will require a sleight of hand check,
Okay.
which can be helped if anyone wants to help with it for advantage.
Okay.
I will help.
You help them?
Okay.
Okay, so with that, Pharrell
Okay.
rolls a
Pharrell.
drum roll, please.
10.
Wow, okay, so he's literally
He's big
directly...
and heavy, and it's not a very big gap.
Right. It didn't fit quite as well in there as you'd hoped. Who died this week, says Graham. Welcome, Graham. Hello. Yep, Jojo is not actually dead. He's in the audience, in fact. He's watching with us tonight.
Okay.
Tonight, because he has to work.
Well, I am going to refrain from putting the orc in my bag of holding.
Okay, nice. That's starting to get stinky in there.
Yeah, it needs to air out a bit, so I'm definitely want to avoid putting any more corpses in there for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, last time I opened my bag of holding, a bunch of moths flew out.
What have I got in my bag of holding?
But
not
more-
much, but I mean...
More importantly,
I don't know if you
what are we going to do right now? What are you guys going to do? You're standing on this ridge, you've hidden this body, so you think, and you're... Rokan, you're up close to the cliff at this point, I'm assuming.
Let's do the rest of this before somebody notices.
You move back?
Good plan.
Yeah,
Okay.
I move back.
Alright, so you get up to the edge of the cliff. Who's going to do the throwing of the rope? You can see the top of it. And what are you going to try and attach the grapple to? You got any plans on that? Suggestions from the DM include one of the two tent-like structures, but you don't know how solid they are. But you do think they're heavy enough to possibly support the weight of one person if they were to fall, although it might drag the tent towards the edge. Yeah, the ladder is another option. There doesn't appear to be any tall structures on the top of that thing.
What is the rope ladder attached to?
The rope ladder is literally connected to rings that have been set into the top of the stone.
Okay.
You might be able to grapple one of those rings.
Okay.
Or the rope ladder itself is also possible.
Okay. I think the rope ladder or one of the rings is probably our best option.
Okay.
Do we have enough rope?
I mean, how far is it, Russell?
It's about 15, 20 feet, so it's
I've
not...
got 50 feet of rope.
You're good. You're good for rope.
I mean, if it's 15 feet, then we can literally just teleport across.
Now,
Okay.
at this
That would
point,
attract attention, though.
So Vespera and Feralt,
Probably.
can you both make stealth checks, please?
This is my best roll.
You can help each other too if you want to.
Okay. I might need help because I rolled a 9.
Yeah, let's help each other because
Okay.
we both aren't doing very well.
Stealth.
No, that was worse. Okay, great.
What you doing?
That was also worse.
What you doing?
We suck at this so much.
Well, if you shout, standing around shouting like that, you're definitely stucking at stealth.
Exactly.
That's like I'm just
I rolled a natural one, so
I'm hissing at her. So I rolled a 9 for stealth.
A 9 for stealth.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
my best roll.
well, my best roll is 7, but yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What are you doing?
Trying to stealth.
We're being sneaky.
We're being quiet.
You're not.
Oh,
Okay, can you make perception checks too, please?
7.
14.
I'm not rolling well today. The dice don't seem to like me.
Rokan, you are distracted by the noise these two twats are making. With a 6 on your perception. Vespera's got a 14, Feralt got a 7. Okay, and Feralt, you're obviously distracted for similar reasons, I assume. So with your 14 perception, Vespera, as you arrive to the location where, the edge where the cliff is, you're looking down, you can see there is a giant bat chained up to a... Actually, there is a tall wooden post drilled into the top of the location, which might work for a grapple. Actually, that's what the bat is chained to, though. So keep that in mind. Next to the bat, there is a bat keeper, a young orc child of sort of teenage looks, feeding it some dead rat right now. The bat is tearing it to bits. Next to these two creatures, the orc child and the bat, there are, in fact, there are 2 bats here. One of them, no, because the other one left, took off. There are 2 full orc figures. One of them looks like a red fang, with red fangs. Clearly is a red fang. The other one looks similarly garbed, but there's a different aesthetic going on here, and they have an eye patch. Yeah. And they're having a conversation in Orcan right now. Sadly, Rokan, you didn't hear what they said because you're too pissed off with these two.
There's a pole over there we could potentially hook onto, but it's holding the bat. And there's a whole bunch of others. It's quite busy.
Can I?
Vespera, the orcs suddenly go quiet. And they speak to each other quietly now.
Uh-oh.
The one
I'm
with the
very-
eye patch stands there and draws their weapon.
Uh-oh. I think they've caught on to us.
The other
But
one casually
just hold.
begins walking over towards the giant bat and the apprentice bat keeper. And they start going about preparing a few weapons and prepping the bat for flight. You can see that. He's mounting the bat.
I think they're getting prepared to fight something.
Possibly us.
Possibly.
You hear the one with the eye patch give some kind of blessing to the other orc.
Oh, they're blessing.
You hear the name
others.
Grumpsh.
There's talking about a Grumsh.
He's the god of the orcs.
Okay, time for me to bring out Theo. Just stay on my back, okay?
Your giant fire moth appears and sits upon your back, making its way out of your tattoo. Very good.
I know the perfect thing to hitch things up to.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Graham in chat. Perfect thing to hook things up to. What? Go, speak. Tell me things.
Right. Can I get my arrow?
Yeah.
Tie a piece of the rope to it and shoot it across.
With disadvantage.
Yep. I thought it would be.
Wait. Not yet.
To be honest with you, it would be easier to just use the grapple hook and throw
Look,
the grapple hook.
if
Oh, well, I'm getting hoo-ha now, so...
no, wait, because they have just blessed others. We can wait that out. Wait for, when I do it, it lasts for about a minute. Wait for a minute, and then do it.
Okay.
So
Alright.
we sit and we wait for a minute.
Okay, well, you sit and wait for a minute. While you're waiting for a minute, the orc that has climbed onto the back of the bat begins to fly up and starts looking around. And
Hide.
you guys are stealthed, but you're stealthed on top of something. There's not a lot to hide behind up here. As it begins to fly higher, you're going to make new stealth checks, and it's going to be against his perception checks.
Okay.
At least one of us should get guidance.
Right. Barrel here.
Okay,
Guidance.
Vespera, you have
Guidance.
managed to stay hidden. So Vespera, you move around this big rock, keeping the rock between you and this red fang.
Let me
For
help you
else,
out here.
I got a 4. I don't think guidance is going to help me.
Ferelt seems to have stumbled out into the open, directly making eye contact with the red fang. And Rokan, let's see how well or badly this goes for you. And that is a 22 for Rokan. So Rokan, you and Vespera, you can see each other. You and Vespera can see each other, and you both know that you're hidden. But you don't know where Ferelt is right now, and you can only assume that he's out of cover. He's out in the open. About that point,
Where did he
Ferelt,
go?
this bat begins to fly down towards you, and you can see that this thing, he's carrying something shiny in one hand, and the orc swoops down to have a better look at you and gets closer. He comes to about 60 feet and begins to circle you slowly. What do you do, Ferelt? I also will need initiative checks from everybody, please.
Yeah. Okay. Well, basically, I am going to start running in a direction that takes me away from the edge and away from where the other two are hiding.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so you're using your movement to do that. This is pretty much rough, difficult terrain.
Yeah, so I am going to dash as well.
Okay, well, and given that you're using your action to dash, I will get you to make an acrobatics check, please, to not trip over or otherwise have an accident.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay, so Ferelt, you trip.
The dice hate you.
On the...
The dice hate me.
The dice do hate you today. But it's in character. I mean, Ferelt's not an acrobatic dude. He's a fucking...
Well, I mean, I've got +2 dexterity.
Okay, fair call. Well, you rolled a 1, so suck it up.
Yeah.
Ferelt trips and slides across the ground on the gravel on the floor and takes 2 points of abrasive damage.
Is that even a damage type?
It is now.
Okay, fine.
So, yeah, I will call it bludgeoning damage if you really care, if there's any
Yeah.
reason to bother to categorize it. Okay, so you do that, and the orc starts charging after you. One moment, please. Oh, Rokan, you haven't rolled initiative. Better do that for you, hadn't I? Here we go. Oh, that's a natural one. Okay, so Rokan's definitely going to go last on this encounter. Okay, so he throws this dart at you, Feralt, as he swoops down towards you. It misses you entirely because you slid down, you tripped basically, that's why it missed you. And so you've managed to actually save your sorry ass by slipping. As he gets closer to you, he swerves towards you, drawing his scimitar, and goes to attack you with that. That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
This does 19 points of damage.
Ooh.
Ow.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm on 9 HP.
9 hit points. Well, the good news is it's now your turn.
Okay. Well.
Oh, the bad news is that he uses his cunning action to dash past, to disengage. Can he get to disengage? And
Okay.
flies past you 10 feet. Okay.
Okay. Well, given that I've just taken a big hit,
Yep.
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level.
Okay, that sounds fair. All right, so from down below, you don't know what's going on down below, but you can hear orcish sounds being spoken. Barry, you hear in Orcan this booming voice speaking out in almost magical authority. Who goes there? From down below. You think it must be the one with the eye patch down on the pad, the landing pad. I'm going to call it the landing pad. Makes a certain amount of sense. And Vespera, it's your turn.
Okay.
You're hidden. Nobody knows you're there.
That's very true.
Except for Rokan, he can see you. You can see him.
Okay. I'm going to have Theo go over to Feralt and teleport him if he gets attacked again. Just stick to his back, and
Okay.
if he moves, move along with him. Teleport if he gets attacked.
Okay, so Feralt, as you're healing yourself, your companion's companion comes and lands on your back.
You feel like the warmth of
It's like,
of the
oh,
moth.
hey, Theo.
And I think you
Good to
get
see
this
ya.
sort of that sort of slight electrical zappy energy that says Theo's ready to teleport any time.
Like a sort of static charge.
Yeah, that's how I feel it too. And so that's your turn, Vespera. You got anything
However,
else?
with
Bonus actions?
with my turn.
Yeah. Don't think about it for too long.
I know.
I'll start pulling out the
I'm gonna
sandbars.
like look at Rokon.
Yep.
Like
So you look to Rokan.
as a. I'm looking for a way.
Right.
You know,
looking
what
to
are we doing?
Okay, so you're like looking at Rokan questioningly.
That
Graham's just dropped some inspiration for a player character. Who would like
Honestly, give it to Feralt because
Feralt?
he needs something right now.
it? All right, very good.
The way I'm rolling.
Oh wait,
Oh,
I'm sorry. It's
no,
for
for
Rokan to
Rokan.
compensate for his
No,
low
it's like
initiative.
he gave it to Rokan, so only fair
okay.
Rokan gets it.
All right, very good. So Rokan, you got initiative.
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Nice.
I'll fire my longbow at him.
All right. Well,
It's-
And I'm looking to hit the other eye.
wait a moment, Vespera. What did you do on your turn? You,
Yes,
I'm
it's
like,
not
what-
where you're turning it, Barry.
What should we do? What
you
should we
sent
do, Rokon?
Theo. Vespera's asking you what to do, but that's her turn. So what do you do? What do you tell her, Rokan?
Time to fight.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Alright.
Will I be able to get this dude?
Can you get Moonbeam? Yeah. You think you can? You can step out. You have to make a. You have to be able to see him. That's all.
Okay, right. And can I run up to Feralt?
You can. Feralt
Use
is
his
in,
cover.
Feralt was momentarily in melee combat with this creature, but it's disengaged and flown past him. So basically
Okay.
it's come in, charge attacked him, thrown a dart, slashed him with a scimitar, flown past him, and is now arcing
Right.
around to come back.
So my intention is to run over to Feralt and be next to him. I've got my little sack of berries on my hip, well, another little pouch, and then I cast Moonbeam at the creature that just attacked you.
Okay, so this moonbeam shoots down from the low clouds, and it appears, sort of condenses into this bright light on the floor, at ground level above the creature, this orc, this red fang. He doesn't take any damage immediately, but on his turn he's going to make a con save, I believe.
It is, where are you? Yes, a con save.
Or if he tries to move out of the moonbeam too, I think. But it's on his turn in any case. Is that your turn, Vespera?
Yes.
Okay, Rokan.
Right. How many people are on the landing pad?
Right. Well, first of all, you're not on the landing pad. You're on.
No, I know.
Yep.
I know I'm not.
Okay, so on the landing pad is the orc with the one eye
Yep.
and the apprentice bat handler. And if what noise you've been hearing is true, then they're probably calling for more troops to start climbing that ladder.
Okay. This is, well, it's a distraction.
Yep.
Okay. Get the grapple. Try to do the grapple and zoom down.
Okay, so you go heading. Okay, so you've got to get past Feralt and Vespera to get to the edge to do all of that.
Okay.
And they are fighting a red fang on the way to the edge. Are you going to ignore the fight and go straight to the edge? That's your plan?
They need help more, don't they, really? Okay, I'm gonna arrow this birdie guy, the bat guy.
Okay, so the red fang, you're going to go for him okay, and you're going to use Hunter's Mark or anything on him, or just
Yep, Hunter's Mark
Hunter's
him.
Mark. Okay, so you cast
This is the Hunter's Mark thing.
All right, bonus action, Hunter's Mark. Main action, first attack will be a longbow attack. Come on, give me his longbow. +6 to hit. Oh my god, a natural fucking 1. Okay, well, your first arrow snaps, and that's that. That's the end of your turn, but you have Hunter's Marked him, so you'll get 2 attacks next round with your Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
It is the Red Fang's turn. Okay, so the Red Fang casts Darkness on Feralt and Vespera.
okay, nice.
Boof. You guys are next to each other. You can no longer see anything. You're at disadvantage on doing anything involving sight.
Is that considered an attack?
No. That's a spell. An attack is what's coming next.
Okay,
because now he flies down into the darkness, which he can see through, because he has some fancy shit called Shargas's sight. Magical darkness does not impede the orc's dark vision. And so he swoops down into that area and attacks Vespera once with his first attack. That's a 13 to hit Vespera.
Nope, it misses me.
And then he attacks Feralt. 12 to hit Feralt.
Misses.
Oh,
Okay, yep.
if Feralt's getting attacked, we get teleported.
Okay, so you get
15
teleported
feet.
poof, back out of the darkness. Okay,
Yep,
cool.
and that whoever, I guess
Oh,
it depends
wait.
on whoever attacked, but if they were using like a sword or whatever, then they're in the blast
in the
zone.
range, yep, for
Oh,
sure. Okay, so
also, didn't he take Moonbeam damage at the start of his turn?
he does take moonbeam damage.
That's
at the
true.
time.
He's got a lot of damage
Thank
to
you.
take.
Yeah, so he fails his moonbeam attack saving throw.
Okay, cool.
So give us some damage for that.
Excellent. I have to find it. Where did it go?
Give me the damage. Nobody ever asks for damage.
3. Well, that's
moonbeam
appalling.
damage. That's appalling. That is appalling. From a maximum
better,
of what? That
Moonbeam.
could have been 13.
20.
20?
Yeah.
20,
Alright.
2d10.
Yeah.
Oh, 2d10. It could have been 20.
That's
Right,
okay. I'll get
27.
him next time.
Right, and what
and
was
then-
the teleport damage?
Yeah, Dix.
Dex save? He rolls a 10. That's going to fail.
That will fail.
All right.
So take another 10.
Another 10.
Yeah. So
Okay, and
13
I'm going to roll.
in total.
I need to roll for the bat as well.
That's true.
The bat should also take the moonbeam damage if
A
he
bit of
does.
everything.
Yeah, it does. You know what? Screw the bat. I'm going to keep it. Just combine them together because it's too hard. All right, so Feralt, it's your turn.
Okay, so basically, this guy, is he currently in the darkness, or did he leave the darkness?
The creature is... Yeah, he will have left the darkness because he's flying and he has flying speed. Stupid.
I am just going to try and firebolt him.
Okay, so firebolt with disadvantage.
Oh, but I thought we were out of the darkness.
Oh, you are? Yeah. Sorry, you're out of the darkness, yes. Yep. Firebolt. Okay. Roll standard firebolt.
Let's see if I can actually roll something decent. 19 to hit.
19 to hit. You do hit.
That is 8 points of fire damage.
That's pretty good for a firebolt. Okay,
yeah.
so
I mean, at this level, yeah.
Yeah, you scorch him with your firebolt as he flies up and out of the darkness, and you've just teleported woof out of it. So teleporting out of the darkness, you see him fly out of it, you firebolt him, he turns and looks over his shoulder, and he's like, "Name of Sargos!" He says in Orcan, which anybody that speaks Orcan will recognize. And he begins to turn the bat the other direction. Away down on the platform, you can hear noise happening as it sounds like orcs pulling each other up onto the platform and assisting each other to get up there. Vespera, it's your turn.
Right. Well, I'm going to shift that moonbeam with my action.
Yep.
And then I will have Theo teleport us. Us if we need to.
All right. So you shift the moonbeam with your action, and you've prepped a teleport as a...
Yeah, if Feralt gets attacked.
If Feralt gets attacked, Theo will teleport anybody in the vicinity of Feralt back and away. Okay, Rokan, it's your turn. You have your hunter's mark on the red fang now, and you can fire your arrow.
I will.
All right. Rokan. This is a longbow attack, and it is a miserable 9.
No. Looks like we're both having one of those days.
It is basically he's on this bat, and he hunches down on the bat, and the bat spreads its wings out, and it starts just diving fast. And so your arrow misses it as it flies past your position towards Feralt. Feralt. Wait a minute, that was Rokan. So it's the creature's turn. It's the Red Fang's turn.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam, right. Okay, so con save. Straight up, that's a natural 20.
Ooh. Well,
Half
you
damage.
still take... Yeah,
Half damage?
still take half damage.
Yep, give me your half damage.
Roll good. Well, 5.
Okay, so 5 points
It's
of
rounded
damage
down,
from the
isn't it?
moonbeam. That actually does burn him, though. When he comes out of the moonbeam on the other side, he and the bat are all covered in nasty sort of second-degree burns as they fly out. Feralt, it's not your turn. It's still his turn. I'm sorry. Was there something else he had to do on that turn? No. He's just got to attack you. Feralt, coming in at a 16 to hit.
Misses. Just catch it on my shield.
And
And that's an attack.
we get
That's
teleported.
All right, so you get teleported.
Love
Woof.
this for us. Dex, please.
Dex save
Yes.
for me, and I roll a 12 for my dex save.
Very good. You can take another 9 points of damage.
Whoa.
Fire damage.
Damn. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. And his second attack is at Vespera. But you're being teleported on that action, aren't you?
Yes.
So... Okay, so he has to use the rest of his movement to
Yes.
swoop back to you, Vespera.
Hmm.
Which he does. 17 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, 12
Can I keep
points
it?
of damage, Vespera,
Okay.
from his scimitar.
12 damage. Con save. 7. Okay, the moonbeam disappears as well.
Okay, the moonbeam disappears.
Yeah.
Okay, Feralt, it's your turn.
Okay, let me see. So, are we currently in melee with the orc, or is he flown past?
No, not really. No, he's flying through, and when he's attacking, it's a melee attack, but it's only because he's flying and charging
Okay.
in and out of range.
I mean, yeah, I don't have a melee
He's-
weapon, so I can't really
and he's
use
using-
opportunity attacks against him.
He's using cunning action as a bonus action to
Oh,
disengage.
so he's disengaging each time.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I am going to frostbite him so he can make a con save.
Okay, con save coming up. That is a 14.
He saves. No effect.
No effect. Okay, so that's your turn. So Feralt attempts to cast some sort of spell, and there's some sort of frosty effect. Perhaps a rime of frost appears over the back of
Yeah.
his shield.
So it was a DC 13, so he just made it. So he probably
he shivers.
Frost appeared on his skin and he just sort of shook it off.
Yeah, he shivers for a moment, but nothing more. You're still hearing the sounds of enemies on the roof of the platform, some 50 feet away, beyond the edge of the cliff, down, out of sight. Vespera, it's your turn. You have 9 hit points, I see.
I do. I'm gonna throw a. I'm gonna throw. What one's better? 1 sec. Cantrips. I will throw a Paju.
A badoo, what?
I'm going
That's all,
to
folks.
throw a Produce Flame at him.
Produce flame. All right. Produce me some flame, bitches.
No. That was 10.
To hit. Sadly, your flame flies past the red fang and his bat as he shoots around, swooping low behind a tall rock. Your blast instead strikes the rock, smashing the top off it. Stone explodes against the side of the quarry as the red fang swoops around you. Is that the end of your turn? What else you
Theo,
got?
please teleport us if
It attacks.
someone goes to attack us.
If someone goes to attack you,
Yeah, it comes
you're going
within
to teleport.
range of us to attack us.
Okay.
Well, I'll do of me to make it more specific.
Does that only count for melee? You said it comes within range of it. Or does that include ranged weapons as well?
Probably not ranged weapons. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, Rokan, it's your turn. You've got your hunter's mark up. You're going to fire an arrow.
Yeah.
All right, Rokan, my friend.
Can Rokan do it? Come on.
Yes, that is a 23 to hit.
Oh,
Rokan, you do maximum damage on your damage dice, bringing it to 14 points of damage just from the longbow. Hunter's Mark is going to add another d6, adding 3, so that is 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage. 17 points of damage is exactly how many hit points he had, and thusly you strike him in the face with your last arrow, plunging it directly into his brain through his left eye. Comes out the back of his head, bloodied, and his bat and the orc himself come landing and skidding across the surface of the rocky plain in front of you towards you, and comes to a swerving halt about 2 meters away from your feet.
Okay, now back to the other problem. Go over, see what's happening at the landing pad.
All right. Very good. I'm quickly going to resolve what happened to that bat there. I imagine the bat probably must fly away, actually, at that point. It probably threw him off. He fell off and went sliding towards you. The bat flew away. Okay. So you are going now towards the edge of the cliff. That's your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. I better kill the red fang on my initiative list. And Feralt, your turn is next. But Rokan, you will get to the edge of that cliff and look down. What you notice is that there are about 5 orcs already at the top of the stairs, the ladder, on the surface up there, bearing spears, bows, and other weapons.
Can when it's not my turn, but
No, but you're
he's
making...
measuring up whether his arrow could go through the ladder.
It'd be a very, very, very hard shot. It's possible. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. It is
It's
a rope
not my
ladder.
turn yet, but I'll give
Okay.
it a go.
It is a
I'll
rope
give it
ladder.
a shot.
Okay,
Okay.
Ferelt.
So since it's my turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Yeah.
go to the ledge. I'm going to get down so that I am, behind the ledge, just kind of like crawl up to it.
Okay.
And I am going to look at the ladder, and I am going to try and firebolt the ladder.
Okay.
See if I can catch it on fire.
All right, cool. So firebolt the ladder. Roll to hit.
That it does a 12 hit.
A 12. Yeah, 12 hits. Roll me some damage.
That is 9 points of damage.
All right, your firebolt blasts off one of the 2 ropes, entirely burns it through, scorches it to the wall. So there's the whole rope now, the whole ladder, one side of it is just sagging, and there's only one rope that is connecting the whole thing from one side to the other. Do you have any other attacks, actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, dialogue that you would like to add? You've frozen, haven't you,
He's just
Avery?
gonna freeze, yeah.
He is frozen. I'm going to say he doesn't, and if he does, we'll come back to him as a reaction somewhere. I'll give him a free reaction for making it.
Sorry, I'm having
Are you
connection
there?
issues.
That you are.
Your video's,
tell me
your
about
video's
it.
down. You might want to stop and start Zoom
I had
and pop back in on the Discord link. And while you do that, I will take the actions of the Eye of Grumpsh that is down on the platform amongst his soldiers. Because what he does is he casts Spiritual Weapon. And this wicked-looking build hammer, like imagine a mace with a bill sticking out of it, like a bladed bill sticking out of it. This Eye of Grumps raises this up out of the earth. It just comes up out of the ground and starts hovering. It looks like the real thing. It's not glowing or anything except to fly. And then it zooms across that gap towards the nearest individual, which is probably Ferelt at this point, to attack Ferelt. Does so at +5. It's a 10 to hit. Ferelt does not hit you. So that's lucky. That's his bonus action. And on his action, he picks up a spear from a bin of spears. There's like a bin of spears. And he picks up the first one and casts it in your direction for a natural 20. But this time it's at Rokan.
of course.
Of course.
It makes sense because I'm a
No,
nice
you know
big
what? It's
target.
Ferelt. We're just going to keep it to Ferelt. We're attacking Ferelt.
No.
Look at what you did.
No,
I can handle it.
you can handle it. You want it? It's yours then.
I'll
Well,
take
I
it.
mean, yeah, just, I mean,
No, I don't want to lose any people.
okay.
No.
Well, I mean,
Ferelt's actually got more hit points than you, and
I've got more hit points and I've got 3/4 cover.
Rokan is
Have you?
unconscious.
I keep envisioning you as a skinny.
You got
I am, but
3/4
it's like the
cover,
thing is, I
so you-
literally crawled right up to the edge.
Right, but
Okay.
it did roll a natural 20. He rolled a natural
Yeah.
20 to hit.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So Ferelt, you take 21 points of damage then.
I am on 1 hit point.
Okay, and Vespera, it's your
How
turn.
did I thought you had like 9 hit points left or something?
I healed myself at a 2nd level.
Oh, right. Okay, good. Good.
Vespera.
All right. Well, I'm going to try and find cover,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to just eat berries.
Eat berries. Okay, so you're stuffing berries in your face, and that's your turn, is it?
Yeah, I'll have Theo come back to me as well, and we're just like if they come around, yeah, and see me, then I'll teleport.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, Rokan, back to you then. You've still got your hunter's mark. You've still got your arrows out.
I can heal light wounds. Would that help for out?
Yeah, that would help for Alt. You could cast heal wounds, cure
I'll
wounds.
go and
I have my own. I've got my own healing spells, Barry. You save your spell slots for things like Hunter's Mark.
okay. I will shoot at the wizard guy.
Shoot at. Okay, well, he's actually a cleric.
I'll put
Spellcaster.
He's a
whatever he is, I don't care.
All right, so you.
I'm gonna put my hunter's mark on him.
Okay, so bonus action, Hunter's Mark. First attack is a longbow attack for Rokan. This is... That's a 17 to hit. That's going to hit, I think. It's 1d8 plus 6 is 10 points of damage off the bat. 10 points of damage. And a Hunter's Mark, which is a d6. And a 6. Okay, so that's 16 points of damage from Rokan. Excellent. Well done. That's your turn, I think.
I'll
You
go.
get one attack per turn at this level.
Is there any place to take cover? No.
Yeah, you can take half cover if you want.
I'll take half cover.
All right. So you and Feralt are both taking half cover behind boulders nearby the edge of the cliff, looking down.
How you
on
doing,
the platform.
Pharrell?
Not great.
And it is your turn, Feralt, now.
This is a fun day out for an orc.
Okay, so I am going to again cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level.
All right.
Okay, so that's 11 points of healing.
All right.
So I'm not great, but I'm doing better than I was.
Doing better than you were. Okay, cool. The orc, if that's the end of your turn, the orc attacks you, Rokan, with its spiritual weapon. It's a 16 for 21 to hit.
Remember, I'm behind half cover.
You are
Whatever
behind
that
half
does.
cover, that's true. 16. What's your armor class? It's not going to be 21, I don't think, is it? Rokan is an AC of 15, so half cover gives you plus 2. So that would be 17, so it's still going to hit. The spear does 9 points of piercing damage, bringing Rokan down to 8 hit points. Yeah.
I'll heal myself.
Okay, so you're going. Okay, on your turn you can do that.
Yeah.
Vespera. Oh wait, and the priest orc thingy points at you, Feralt, and he says, "Surrender!" And he casts command. So you're going to make a wisdom save.
Hang on.
He speaks this
That
word.
is a 6.
Okay,
Oh.
Feralt, you're surrendering, whatever that means to you. Vespera, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick peek out and see what's happening, and then I'm going to go back and eat another berry.
Okay, so you know what's
Gotta-
going on, but you're
Gonna
eating
get my heels
berries.
going.
Rokan, your turn. You've got your hunter's mark up. You're
I'm gonna shoot him again.
shoot him again. Makes perfect sense. Keep firing. All right, so this shot is a 15 for a 21. That hits. D8. You rolled a natural 6 on the damage, which goes to 12 for your plus 6 damage. And now we're going to roll a d6 for your hunter's mark. So 12 plus another 3 is 15 points of damage on that attack. 15. Your enemy looks wounded.
Good. Take cover.
Take cover. Feralt.
So basically, I'm going to say surrender means to him drop to his knees and drop what he's holding.
Okay, very good. So,
So that's my turn. So I've dropped my shield and I've dropped the magic wand I was holding.
okay, cool. The orc throws another spear. this time at Rokan, but misses with a 9. And he moves the spiritual weapon to attack Rokan too, which is a 24 to hit. Spiritual weapon does... I have to look that shit up. I think it's a D8 plus 2 or something like that, or depending on who you are. Spiritual weapon, D8 plus your spell casting ability modifier. Yep, that sounds about right. Okay, spell casting ability modifier. Okay, so we're rolling a D8. 7 points of damage. So 7 points plus 9 altogether was 16. And who was that to? That was to Rokan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Rokan, you had 17 and you've just taken a 16. You've got 1 hit point. So that's cool, but I do believe that you said you're going to heal yourself on your turn.
Yeah.
Vespera's up next. What would you like to do, Vespera? You've been eating goodberries. Your mouth is full of the flavour of goodberry. Your tongue is stained with the purple dyes of the goodberry.
A bit more of a ready for her, but she's all right now, so she's going to run out. And she is going to, I guess, survey what's going on.
All right, so looking around, what you're seeing from your point of view is these two guys on the edge of the cliff being attacked and attacking from the edge of the cliff. You can't see what's below them or who they're attacking or who's attacking them. You do see intermittent spears flying over the hill, and you see a spiritual... well, actually, you don't know that it's spiritual, that it's magical, except for the fact that it's floating. There is this black ball-headed mace, like a shiny black ball on the end of a handle, and it's got like a bird's beak sticking out the side of it, and it's just floating there, hitting at Feralt and Rokan, and as it moves, it's just floating, and dust seems to pour off it as it moves around. It's the Orcan version of the spiritual weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
This is kind of a bit of a mission.
Bit of a mission.
Currently. I'm going to run up to Rokan and give him a good berry. Just put that in his mouth. Right. And then I'm going to have Theo, like, if Rokan gets attacked, then we'll teleport out of the way again.
Now, it is still an action to eat a good berry.
Yes?
Yeah. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
We're all agreed on that. Okay, cool. So that's what you've done, and you tell Theo to teleport anybody that gets attacked. Is that right?
Teleport if Rokan gets attacked.
If Rokan gets attacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks pretty bad.
Okay, so Rokan, do you eat this good berry?
Yeah.
And gives you how many hit points?
5.
5. Okay.
Yep.
So
this one was cast with level 2 spells. So.
All right. Very good. Heal.
Yeah.
And Rokan, that being an action, what can Rokan do?
Well, I used my action to feed it to him.
Your action for him, right? I see. So he can use an action to cure wounds on himself.
I do.
All right. And are you? You've only got the first level options. So let's roll cure wounds. You get 4 hit points back. Rokan 4. So that's 10 hit points that you're back to now. From 1. So you've got 9 back. That's good. So that was your action, was to cast Cure Wounds. You've got a bonus action up your sleeve, but there's not much you can do with it without attacking somebody. You've got a bow and arrow in your hands, so you can't really use that without taking an actual action. So, okay, you cast Cure Wounds. That's your turn.
Okay.
Excuse me. Next is Ferelt, who's at 12 hit points.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is use my item interaction to grab my spellcasting focus again,
Okay,
because I did drop that on the previous turn under command.
right.
I am going to pop out from cover,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the spellcaster and anyone else I can get, so
Anybody
they
in that
can
zone.
all make a dex save.
Okay, so they're all making dex saves.
Yep.
Okay, so the spellcaster, his dex
DC
save,
is 13.
he fails for a 10. And then everybody else up there. 3 out of 4 failed. 5 out of 6 have failed. 2 out of 7 have succeeded. So
Okay.
pretty good all up. Most of those
Yeah.
orcs are smothered in fairy fire at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your
And then
turn.
I duck back behind the boulder, and this time I am going for full cover if I can get it.
Full cover. Okay, cool.
If possible, as much cover as I can get reasonably.
You can if you
Behind
basically
that
move
boulder.
back from you can move back from the cliff edge for full cover. Does that make sense? So we've lost Avery. He's frozen again. In any case, the Eye of Grumps.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep. So you can. So you're back in full cover. And I
Yep,
think we're
going
happy.
for full cover.
Okay.
Yep.
The Eye of Grumps is going to go to attack Rokan, who is still on the edge and in combat. So he is going at you with a spiritual weapon, and that is a 22
I
to
went
hit.
back to cover, if that matters.
Oh, you went back to cover as well?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in which
Oh.
case, the
Oh.
assault subsides for now. You
Oh.
see the spiritual weapon still floating near the edge, but you've pulled back some 10 feet from the edge now, okay?
Yeah.
Vespera, you're next.
I was with Rokan.
Yep, he's pulled back.
I just say, let's just wait.
Rokan's still only quite low on hit points.
Um,
He's still bleeding, by the way. Just
All right, here. Have another one.
all right. So
Put
we
that
can
in your mouth.
Rokan can gain another 5 hit points. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Heal.
Can I? Okay, this might be a little bit janky. Can I ask Theo to put one in my mouth?
No.
Bang.
Cheeky, but
You can ask Rogan to put one in your mouth.
It's just I can use my
That's
bonus
kinky.
action to get.
she's trying to economize actions.
Yes.
Okay, so
You
that's
can-
your turn, Vespera. You put an action in his mouth for a good berry.
Yes, and then teleport us if we get attacked.
Okay.
Yeah, if I get attacked.
That sounds
Sorry,
Almost.
Rokan.
It's
all right. Rokan, it's your turn. Now you have 15 hit points, which is half health. You've moved back from the edge, so you're under full cover. You can move forward and make an attack, and move
I'm
back
going to move
again.
forward and make an attack.
Okay.
And guess who I'm going to shoot?
Oh, I can imagine.
And remember, he's got Fairy Fire on him, so you have advantage.
That's true. He's got fairy
Okay.
fire, so you have advantage. Okay, so Rokan attacking with a longbow with fairy fire advantage. 2 d20s.
I
out
will
the gate.
put a
23.
hunter's mark on
You
him
roll a
before you
20.
do anything.
He's already got a hunter's mark on him. And
Oh,
you
I
rolled
thought moving backward. Yeah, okay.
You rolled 23 to hit him.
Okay.
So that certainly hits. No crits, but still not bad. Rolling a flat damage roll. First attack is 11 points of damage plus the hunter's mark, which is a d6. Pray you get a 6. That's a 5, so that's 15 points of damage, leaving him dead.
Nice.
Okay, but
The
what you
spiritual
notice at
weapon?
that point, Barry, is there are 6 other orcs on that platform now. One of them is an apprentice, The other 5 look like standard orcs.
And they're burning like nobody's business.
They're what?
They're burning like
Oh
nobody's
yeah, they've got
business.
fairy fire. They're not. That doesn't hurt them. It just lights them up.
Okay, I've got to move away now.
Yep. Okay, so you move back from the edge.
Yep.
All right, Frelt.
Okay, so item interaction. I pick up my shield again.
Yep.
So I've got my shield. Go up to the edge. I am going to firebolt one of the orcs that's glowing.
All right.
Is the apprentice glowing?
Is the apprentice glowing? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No.
Rogan says to Felt, hit the ones with the bows.
Okay, so I pick the first one that I see that's glowing and has a bow.
Okay, cool.
And I firebolt him.
All right, just give me a second now because we have to transition from one encounter to a different encounter in Roll20.
Yep.
And I am going to restart. Okay. I need to fix this. Okay, those right characters. Okay, now I'm going to need new initiative checks, please. Wow.
7.
Rokan was an 8.
Wow.
Much better.
20.
Okay. That's down. That's down. Where am I? Okay, cool. Alright, so, what was the last thing you were going to attack an orc? You rolled to hit. What did you roll?
With the
I
bow.
didn't roll to hit yet. I rolled my initiative.
You rolled your initiative.
So I was going to go for one of the orcs that is glowing under fairy fire, and who's holding a bow.
Okay, cool. Roll to hit, please. They have mostly javelins, actually, rather than
Okay.
bows.
Okay.
But
Somebody
21
with a ranged weapon, so
21 hits.
that is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
3 points of fire damage, and I duck back behind cover.
Okay, Vespera, it's your turn. Oh, wait, I lie. It's not your turn. It's your turn to
Okay.
get attacked. No, because you're not there at the edge.
Yeah.
Who's at the edge? Rokan. What's your AC, Rokan? Fuck, that's a 22 to hit with a javelin.
I pulled back though.
You did pull back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make that with disadvantage then.
Okay.
And you, well, yeah.
Well, it was still a 27, so I would have got a hit anyway.
No, it would have missed you. I rolled a 13 with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, so Vespera.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the edge, and I'm gonna cast Moonbeam again
What? Okay.
over
Over
there
the top
by
of the
them.
Yeah. Sitting
and
ducks.
and I'm gonna have Theo teleport me if I get attacked by anything.
All right, so you have placed your moonbeam on top of your enemies. They are basically sitting ducks. There's not a lot of places for them to go from there. They can try.
Yes.
But on this turn,
When I teleport though,
Yep.
I kind of still want to be able to see my effects. So if I go too far back, will
So you
I
wanna-
still be able to see it?
you want to teleport to a slightly higher position. That's kind of your idea, or to along the edge of the cliff?
Okay, so it's 40 feet up, right? If I was to teleport back, will I still be able to see it? Because I need to keep that concentration.
Not easily, no. If you teleport back from the edge, you will instantly not be able to see.
Okay, sweet. We'll go sideways.
Okay, you can move along the edge of the cliff. Okay, so that's your trigger. Your trigger is if you get attacked, or if one of you guys gets attacked.
If I get attacked.
If you personally get attacked. Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right. In that case, that's the end of your turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's the need.
So, Orc throws a javelin at Feralt. Feralt, you're under cover, right?
Yes.
23 is going to hit you, though, I'm afraid.
Mm.
It seems that one of these orcs is rather mighty, and his javelin pierces through the stone that you're hiding behind, and this steel spearhead comes shunting through, blasting the rock out next to you, kind of shocking you. Doesn't actually, no, it does hit you because it's 23. Your damage is going to be 6 points of damage for Alt.
Okay, I'm still up, but I'm not feeling good.
Not feeling good. Okay. And you're in half cover, right? That was half
I assume so.
Yep. Okay. Next orc casts a javelin up in your direction towards Rokan. That's a. You know what? They.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm going to roll with disadvantage.
Are these guys in Moonbeam?
Yes, they are.
Should we hand them a piece of their ass?
Fail con save and
All right.
a passed con save. So this guy failed, but the last guy passed.
Okay, so 7.
7 total.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7.
Do better. Do better, Moonbeam.
Half of 7 is going to be rounded to 3.
Okay, so there are 2 bad guys, right? So 1. Oh, that was.
Oh wait, he passed. This guy. This guy is making a con save. And he gets a 20 flaccid, so he takes 3.
Sweet. I have to re-roll again, don't I?
Do you re-roll? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
re-roll.
yeah.
Go for your luck.
Oof, 17. That would have been great if it was
17.
full damage. But
17.
now it's half that.
Half of 17 is what?
8.
8?
8, 6, 15, 8.
8.
Yeah.
8. Okay. All right.
Well, 8.5, but you know.
8.5. Right. Javelins come flying up over the side in your direction. Towards Vespera this time, but it's an 8 to hit. Vespera, does Theo trigger?
Yes.
Okay, so
Suicide.
you teleport sideways 15 feet.
Yep.
All right, very good. Next orc attacks Rokan, throwing with disadvantage. Rokan, you're under cover, yeah? Half cover? Half cover, 3/4 cover, or full cover?
It was half cover.
Okay, half cover. So attacking you with half cover. That's an 18 to hit despite the half cover. That raises your armor class. What's your armor class? 15, 16, 17, not going to do it.
He's got 15.
Still hits you. Still hits you. Okay, so Rokan takes, this is the least amount of damage you can take, which is 4. So Rokan, you are now down to 11 hit points. Alright. But the good news is, Rokan, it's your turn.
Okay, I go to the, go back to the battle.
Okay, so bearing in mind you've got 11 hit points out of 32. Yep. You're going to go back
find a guy.
So you move to the edge.
Yep.
Okay, and as you get to the edge, the orcs, that triggers the orcs' held actions.
Good.
And they
Wonderful.
throw their javelins at you. The first one rolls a natural 20 for a 25, doing critical damage.
Okay, I'm going to die.
That's
It was a
14.
wonderful death.
Yeah.
Rokan, yep, you are unconscious, Rokan. Should have cast Hunter. You should have cast Cure Wounds, or drank a potion.
No, I didn't do any of that.
No, Feralt, it's your turn. You've just seen Rokan
okay, so I've just seen Rokan go down, and I'm not in good shape either.
Rokan, can you make a... No, I'm not going to be that mean. Okay, so you're not in good shape either, go on.
So yeah, I'm on 6 hit points, so the first thing I'm going to do is just cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Okay, that's 9 points of healing, so...
9 points of healing. Excellent. Do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, or dialogue that you would like to include? Hey,
I am going to just like try and get further behind cover, but otherwise that's my turn.
Okay, very good. You're undercover. Okay, so one of them's going to try and attack you from javelin.
Are they in the moonbeam?
Yes.
Eat it.
4. Fail.
Ooh. All right, let's do it. Oh my god, 18 points.
18. Okay, so first one.
Radiant damage.
First one dies from radiant damage. You just
Good.
burn up an entire orc. The
Crispy,
next one
delicious.
it's his turn.
Oh, it's our time to eat orc.
8. That's a fail as well, so he takes another 18 points of damage as well. No, it's a separate roll for everybody.
Yeah,
is
separate
it?
roll.
I think my other group plays it that the druid rolls 1 dice for that round, and everybody in that radius takes that damage for that round.
That's how we do it in the other other table.
That's how Sunfall. That's how Edwin.
It's not how it is.
Runs it.
Like, yeah, because they don't all start at the same time. They all have like turns sporadically, right? So
true. Maybe I'm dreaming then.
maybe
you're right.
No, that's how Edwin does it.
That's how Edwin does it. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we're doing it wrong.
Maybe it's.
Well, we'll have a look at it. Between
Maybe
sessions.
Edwin's doing it wrong.
Javelin.
That's what I'm saying.
With disadvantage, coming over the hill. 12 to attack Vespera. What's your AC, Vespera?
It is 17.
17 does not hit you. Vespera, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna reposition the moonbeam to be where it needs to be.
Oh, wait, that guy has to make a con save. That last
right.
guy I attacked you with has to
Okay.
do a con save. And he fails.
Excellent. Well. You can have 5. Dang.
Okay, cool. All right, now it's your turn, Vespera, please, to continue.
Okay. If I was to leave the moonbeam in its location, is that still catching?
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
is.
orchage?
Apparently it is, because that's the location in which the orcs pretty much have to line up in order to be able to hurl anything over that cliff face.
Okay. And is Rokan still down?
Rokan
Is
is
he down?
unconscious, yes.
Okay, well. I can still cast another spell as long as it's not concentration, right? So
Yep.
I'm going to use a healing word, first level.
Okay.
So, ka-dink.
What's the
Ooh,
range
that
on
is not
healing
great.
word? Do you need to move at all to do that?
It is 60 feet.
Okay, cool. No worries. So you heal him for how much?
9 points down. I need to see the logistics of that. No, it's disappeared. Why? Let's see then. No, ignore that. I just need to see if it's counting for everything.
So 12 damage. He heals for
No,
12?
No, it's 9. 9.
9.
24 plus spellcasting modifier. Okay, sweet. That's fine.
All right.
I just
so
needed to make sure
Rokan-
it counted the life cleric stuff as well, but it does.
Right. All right.
9.
So Rokan, you are back up again.
Oh, and Theo, teleport me sideways again if I get attacked.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the next orc is making a con save, and they pass with a 19 for 22.
Okay. Well, oof. So
So they're gonna take half
9 points of
damage from the
9 points
moonbeam.
of damage.
What's that? 19.
9 points.
9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, far out. Okay, the next, that orc actually moves out of the moonbeam. I think they're starting to realize that the moonbeam is fucking them up. And he moves.
Took them long enough.
Yeah.
Well, they have an objective. The next orc
Stand in the
similarly
moonbeam.
has been commanded by the Eye of Grumsh to move from the moonbeam. He makes a con save before he does that, though, which he fails.
Okay, we can have 12 points of
12
moonbeam.
points of damage. Okay, he dead.
Good.
The next orc is also making a con save as he moves out of the moonbeam, and he rolls a 17, so he takes half.
Yes. So he takes
Fuck me, 14.
7.
7 points of damage. That's exactly his hit points, so he dead.
Excellent.
So that's another orc down. At this point, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, including the Eye of Grumsh, on the platform.
Was that the magic guy?
Yeah.
I thought I killed him.
Oh, you killed him? Oh, yeah, you did. So that, yes, you're right. That explains why he's not on this initiative tracker. Rokan,
It's just like his ghost is commanding
his
them.
ghost is commanding them, yeah. They hear his voice in their heads from their social programming over the years of Stockholm syndrome. Rokan, then it is your turn, and you move your hunter's mark to a...
I moved my hunter's mark.
Yep.
Yes.
And you fire some arrows, or an arrow?
Oh, yes, I've got to fire a arrow.
Okay,
yes.
So you fire one arrow for 19. That is going to hit an orc. Are you going for D, E, or A?
I'll go for C.
D, E, or A?
I'll go for whichever one is damaged.
They're all damaged, except for one of them. One of them is not damaged. Two of them are.
A.
Oh, no, they're
A.
all damaged. They're all damaged. A.
A.
Okay, so A, and you do... How much damage did I say? I haven't rolled it.
Yeah.
Okay, damage. So that is 13 off the bat, plus your hunter's mark, which is another d6. 14 points of damage from that attack. Killing A. Boof. He dead. Alright, Rokan, you got any other actions, bonus actions?
I'm pulling back.
Right, you pull back with your movement. Okay, cool. So you're under cover now, and cannot be hit under cover.
Okay.
Frelt.
Okay, so I am going to pop up.
Mhm.
Pick. So you said they're all damaged.
Yep. Two left, both wounded. Very wounded.
Okay, I will pick whichever one is closest to me.
Yep, they're going for the. They're moving to the ladder. They're trying to run.
Okay, well I don't. Remember that ladder is only hanging by one side.
Right. Yeah.
So if they try to get down, they probably have disadvantage on any ability checks. Whichever one is closer to the ladder can make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save from Ladder Boy. He rolls a 9.
He can take. Well, that is Toll the Dead. So for some reason it doesn't have the higher damage option, so I'm going to roll manually.
Okay.
That is 5 points of necrotic damage.
That kills him. That is enough to kill him. All right. So now you're left with one enemy. Is that the end of your turn for Alt? Do you have any other actions?
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. Well, the last orc, seeing as you've killed his friend, as he was about to jump off the edge and start climbing down the rope, the last orc looks up at you, and he hurls an axe in your direction. What's your AC?
17.
Okay, and it whizzes past you. And then he goes, fuck this, to himself, and he jumps down onto the rope and starts climbing down the rope. Vespera, it's your turn.
I shift the the moonbeam onto the rope.
Okay, so the moonbeam now covers the rope. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not his turn, but yep.
And then just in case, I'll have Theo, teleport if I get attacked again. You know how it goes.
Very good. Rokan, do you move your hunter's mark and fire at this guy on the rope?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you advantage because he can't really dodge very much and he doesn't get any kind of dex out of this. So you're rolling to hit with your longbow. Poof. And you've got advantage, didn't I say? 16. It would have hit anyway.
Yeah.
Both 16. Weird. Alright, so you're doing your damage. Rokan, it is d8 plus 6. That's a 3 plus 6 is a 9. 9 points of damage plus Hunter's Mark is a d6. And that's another 2, so 11 points of damage. Does that kill him? Does it kill him indeed? Indeed it does kill him. That is enough damage to shoot him through the back of the head, and he falls off the rope some 50 feet down to the ground below and goes crack. His head splits open across the stones at the base of the tower.
Grappling hook.
Alright, so then you cast your grappling hook out across the space between.
Yep.
And as your rope is in the air, it turns 5 p.m. and we wrap up our storyline for today.
Oh, come on. Can't we, like...
You want to get to the other side. You want to climb
Yes.
down on there. You want to climb down on there? Okay.
Oh, no. Well, you said it was like 15 to 20 feet, right?
Yeah,
So
across, yeah.
I think Vespera is gonna just like run and jump it and then have Theo teleport her the rest of the way.
That works. Okay. Can you
I'll
actually...
meet you there.
Out of game, can Vespera get Theo to teleport all of them? One at a time.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's just teleport down.
Makes a lot
No,
more
it's
sense.
okay. Let
Across.
Across.
let Rokan do his grappling hook thing,
Oh, okay.
and then we'll go.
Right, so
And then we'll
Rokan,
go.
You're getting your grappling hook out and you're getting it all prepared and you throw it across the space. Let's see what you roll for your athletics check. The first attempt is a 13. It catches the floor and scrapes back along the top of the surface and then slides off. Your second attempt, you throw it out across there. It's a 14. It does a little bit better, but doesn't quite hold. And meanwhile, as you're doing this, suddenly Vespera just goes across the thing and appears on the other side. And you look over to her like, what the fuck? And then Ferelt. And you like getting your grappling hook back again and ready to throw it the third time. Which is a natural 1. And the grappling hook, you let go of the rope, and the whole grappling hook and the rope go flying out of your hand, and it's gone. Like, fuck.
Where
think
does
it
it
was-
land?
It lands over by you guys, sort of goes sliding along the floor. Pharrell, you can make a dex saving throw if you want to just put your foot on it gently to stop it.
Okay, let me try.
12 is the DC.
I got a 16.
No problem. So it basically lands next to you, and you're like, you looking for this kind of thing?
Well, it's like, oh, thanks, I needed this back because it's my grappling hook.
Right. Right.
So I just look at Vespera. I'm like, help him out.
Of course. And
He teleports across the gap,
Yeah.
and now
And I
you're...
just
Yep.
I just coil the rope up and put it back in my bag.
Rokan is like, anybody can teleport.
Can we get perception checks from everybody too from up here? Because you are at the... You can now look out across the camp.
The first thing Rokan's going to do is take that rope down completely.
Are you going to take down the rope ladder?
Yeah. I'll pull it up if
Pull
I
it up.
can. If there's anything left to pull it up.
You can pull it up. It still has one of its two sides connected perfectly well.
Cool.
So you can pull the rope ladder up. As you're
Yeah.
doing that, you realize that there are a couple of civilian orcs around the base of the ladder, and they run away immediately. And then over the other side of the platform, we rolled perception checks. Rokan got a 14, Vespera 22, and Ferelt a 10. Ferelt was obviously, once again, distracted with something, perhaps tying up his
Coiling the
rope.
rope up.
Yep. Vespera, you can see on the other side of the camp, over by a pond of water, there is a couple of suspicious-looking orcs moving some figures wearing brown Hessian cloaks. They look like they've been robed up in these peasant robes. Individuals being shepherded towards a wagon.
oh, I think they're over there.
All right, and they're about 300 or 400 feet away from your location, on the other side of the camp, over the other side of the pond,
Three
towards where the road is.
having a quick look through the tents. Do we find any slaves up here?
So the tent's up here.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? No, there's no slaves up here.
Okay, we gotta go down there.
Okay, and if I'm allowed,
No, that's fine.
we're gonna raid somebody now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one quick question before we finish.
Yeah.
How long does it take them to look through the tents?
It depends how thoroughly they want to go through the tents.
Okay, because while they're looking through the tents, I'm gonna cast mending on the rope ladder, so reconnecting both sides,
Great.
so we can
Nice.
get down easily.
That is excellent. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to give you inspiration for that if you didn't have it.
I did not have it. Thank you.
All right, we're going to raid some poor bastard.
I'll see you
Dead
later
Aussie
on.
Kramer. See you later, Barry. You
yeah.
Have a good week,
night.
guys.
We'll see you tonight, Barry.
See you tonight.
Okay. And starting the
Goodbye.
raid, here we go. In 9, 8. We're raiding Dead Aussie Gamer, by the way. He is a member of our Discord community and he follows our streams and YouTubes and things. And go and say hello. Bye. And
See you tonight.
end of stream.